for you to get it
What the fuck? Imagine if your company tells you, I know you don't want to bring keys. You know, why are you bringing keys everywhere? Just going to give you a little microchip. I'm going to make sure you're showing up at work on time. You don't have to punch in anymore. You're all set. They're literally
People are going to go for it.
They're going for it in this video.
100%.
Everybody's laughing and joking around about it. That is real, right?
Yeah,
we didn't get hoaxed. Did we get hoaxed? Because it's a news story.
If it's not real, I can believe it.
Story. I don't know about it on his page, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Someone will go.
I watched it and was like,
but
"What
Joe,
in
if
the
you
fuck
think about it,
are they thinking?"
It's the same.
Website.
There it is. This company embeds microchips in its employees, and they love it. Look at the title of that.
And
50 employees at Times Square Market got RFID chips in their hands.
Those are probably people that know that anything, they probably know that anything that the government wants to find out about you, they can find it out whenever they want.
Look at this. When Patrick McMullen wants a Diet Dr. Pepper while he's at work, he pays for it with a wave of his hand. Oh, well, definitely don't carry credit cards anymore. That's too hard to do. Just let him put a microchip in you and pay it with a wave of your hand.
I think LaGuardia, one of the airports in New York, has got the experimental thing going where they have in one of the terminals a place where you can go shop. You just swipe your credit card when you walk in and you just leave with whatever you got and they charge you. Like those Amazon stores. It's the same technology. I guess Amazon's licensing it out.
Well, that makes sense. It's still a credit card, though. Like, it's not a chip.
The Amazon store, you don't wave your card. I think you just have your phone with you, kind of. And it's just like knows that you have
as long as you can leave it at home. This, you can't leave at home. This is what's so crazy about this. How hard is it, you lazy bitch? You can't pull your fucking credit card out? You're willing to let them put a microchip in there so you can get a Diet Dr. Pepper with a hand move?
You can loan somebody money with a DAP.
At his office, he's one of dozens of employees who've been doing likewise for a year now. That's very funny. Imagine that's how you give each other money.
Yeah, like that. Slap a cash app, slap app.
You can't touch now because of Corona. So what are you gonna do?
But I mean, that's why. Oh, I couldn't pay you, bro. Social distancing.
McMullen is the president of 3 Square Market, a technology company that provides self-service mini markets to hospitals, hotels, and company break rooms. Last August, he became one of roughly 50 employees at its headquarters in River Falls, Wisconsin, who had volunteered to have a chip injected into their hand. Fucking yikes. What I saw was a dude was getting it in his forearm. It must be a different company. So this is what's scary. Is this going to be the new norm? Like, what if you get fired by these people and you get hired by Amazon? Do you have to put in one of their chips? Do you have to take out your old chip? Do they sell the chip to the company?
My guess would be when you leave, give me my chip back.
Oh my God, they cut you open.
But that does not surprise me in the least.
It doesn't surprise me, but it alarms me. It alarms me that people are so interested in having someone put a chip in their body. But a company that tells you have to do it, if the company tells you have to do that, fuck that company.
But I know it. But those are people that feel that they need to feel the need of being a part of new technology. I want it. If that's the hot shit, motherfucker's going to have it.
This was 2014. Says microchips will be implanted into healthy people sooner than you think.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, they called it.
It's going to happen
in 2014.
It's going to happen for people like I say. Look, think about it, Joe. Somebody with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to find a smart reason. If somebody is abducted, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's weird to think about it, but then if you really think about it, it's going to be weird, but it's still not. There's going to be plenty of reasons why it makes sense.
Tell me where your chip is, and people don't want to tell, so they cut your hand off.
This article, I don't like it. Right here, talks about this guy getting a computer
Jesus
virus
Christ. Look at
implanted
this.
in his chip.
A year later, Gasson infected his own implant with a computer virus, one that could pass on to other computer systems if the building's networks were programmed to read his chip. As Gasson breezed around the workplace, spreading the virus and corrupting computer systems, certain areas of the building became inaccessible to his colleagues. Jesus Christ.
That's how wars are going to be fought,
yes.
Joe. Yo, motherfucker don't give a fuck if you can fight it. Wars like this. Who can hack this shit? That's where the wars, it's not going to be the physical shit. It's going to be like, you got one motherfucker in the room that could crash some shit like that. You know what that fucking do to everybody?
Cavalry! Get home!
The Joe Rogan Experience.
You ever have a friend go crazy on you?
Yeah.
I've had friends that like legitimately lost their mind. I can't talk to them. Like you would talk to him about events, and his version of events were just like so not what actually happened. And you'll go, oh, this is the person that's lost their marbles.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. You can temporarily lose your marbles.
Or
in this
permanently.
dimension. Or permanently, yeah. But I think that, like, I mean, yes, permanently, of course. There's like.
No, I'm not saying through psychedelics either.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm just saying people that just can't keep it together anymore, and for whatever reason, whether it's a combination of life stress and biological situation, whatever the fuck they've got going on, uniquely in their own brain. But some people just, all of a sudden, not there anymore, not keeping it together.
Did they think they're keeping it together?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, there's broad range.
Right.
There's all kinds of, yeah, it sucks, man. The brain is an organ and it malfunctions, and sometimes you go nuts, and you get stigmatized for it, which really sucks, because because that just adds to the problem. Like if you see somebody in a cast, and you're like, oh, what happened to your arm? And they'll tell you, oh, whatever, I fell down. But you talk to someone who's been like hospitalized for a few weeks, and they tell you, yeah, I had to go to the hospital. I had a nervous breakdown. I went crazy, shit my pants, threw my dog through a window. You're like, you want to be compassionate, but there's some part of you that's like, oh, now this is a crazy person. It's like, it's just something happened. The operating system temporarily crashed, and quite often, I think that could be a very good thing. I think that having your personality or your ego or crash can often mean that you were trying to be somebody that you aren't. And some people invest so much energy in trying to.
Self-defining.
Yeah, they just want to be something, They since they were a kid, their mother was telling them you should be like this, and then they try to be like this, and they hold up this thing. They're always working to hold up this giant tail feather, and their arms start shaking, and then they can't hold it up, and that's when they have like anger outbursts, or suddenly like their friends are like, you turned into someone that I've never met. I don't even know who that is. It's like, no. That is, you met them. You met underneath the tail feather, the seething sea of anger and disappointment and sadness. You met that thing that they're trying to avoid by looking up at this mask that they're holding up to the world. But that fucking seething sea of disappointment and anger and horror and sadness, that's where it's at, man. You got to go into that thing. And for some people, the only way they can go into that is by having a full-scale nervous breakdown, because then they can have permission to dive into that awful vortex of darkness, because underneath that vortex of darkness is paradise. Underneath that, that's love and happiness and joy and connection and tranquility and all that stuff. And everyone thinks that the way to get to that point is by avoiding this awful black forest that surrounds the Garden of Eden, which is inside everybody. It's inside everybody. It's there. And it doesn't matter, you can work out, and that will definitely give you a temporary good feeling. But until you address the internal structures that you haven't acknowledged, you're always going to go back to that place where you find yourself morose and depressed and angry, and you don't know why. You always go back to that place until you sit with the sadness inside of you. You have to do that.
What you're describing is coming out of the closet. And,
Yeah, for a lot of people, that is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It's coming out of the closet, and there's a lot of closets,
There are a lot
man.
of closets,
There's not just
exactly.
the gay closet.
Right.
There's all kinds of closet. There's the artist closet. Some people are fucking accountants. They're wearing suits and their ties on tight, and they're fucking like organized and disciplined. But inside, they're probably painters. They probably want to fucking paint. They want to paint day glow mountains down at the beach. That's what they really are. But their daddy or their mommy wanted them to be a good little businessman, so they became this thing that's the opposite of what they are. This is the verse in the Bhagavad Gita. God forgive me because I've quoted it way too many times, but it's better to be an honest street sweeper than a dishonest king. It's better to be a happy guy brushing fucking leaves up the street than it is to be some zillionaire who inside is dying or numb or miserable, mostly numb. Numb's the word. Most people are just numb.
But as long as these people can quantify on paper, I still have a X $1 million home. My car still costs X thousand dollars. This suit is an X suit. I am still ahead. I am not going to abandon all these things.
As long as they don't see through the bullshit of the game they think they're winning.
They have to fall. Yeah, it's almost like you have to fall to really. That's what you got to appreciate, those moments when it all falls apart on you, because that means you've got an opportunity to try it again. Let's take a new, fresh perspective.
This is a cool thing that at this retreat I went to, this guy Jack Cornfield said, which I really loved.
What a great name, by the way.
Yeah, with a K, not a C.
With a K.
Jack Cornfield, Mortal Kombat K. Jack Cornfield. But he's really cool, man. But he was talking
With a K. Cool with a K.
Yeah, like the cigarette.
And corny.
No, this guy was awesome, and he was one of the things he talked about is in some religious tradition how they like hold the scriptures. A rabbi like had his students hold the scriptures over their heart, and when they were memorizing them, and they would say, "Why do we do this?" And he said, "So that when your heart breaks, they'll fall in." And it's a beautiful idea, which is that heartbreak is actually your ego cracking, and the moment that cracks, you're in the experience of truth. And when you're in the experience of truth, that's when you can really become who you are. But to get to who you are, it's like when a bone heals the wrong way. Like that's what a lot of people's entire personality is. It's like a bone that grew the wrong way, and that needs a fucking a snap, a crack. And you get that through sex. You need that initial fucking thing, and
it's a beautiful analogy.
And it hurts. It hurts, but we're pain-avoiding creatures, so we think that. So we're always running away from this pain. But the problem is, as we're running away from pain, we're still exactly in pain. It's basically like being on fire and running away from water. You're just running away from the water because I don't know, that's a stupid analogy actually.
No, you were doing great up until that, though.
Yeah.
You had a lot of great points.
But it's true. There's the monster in the dark, and the faster you run, the more likely you are to run into something that's actually going to hurt you, as opposed to turning around and saying, oh, fuck, there is no monster.
No monster.
But you're never going to know that until you stop and turn around.
Yeah.
And in some cases, people don't have the discipline or the assistance or the balls to stop and turn around, so they have to trip over something. And then there's like, oh, look.
Yep. That's it.
The
That's
classic
a great way to
story.
put it, man.
That's the classic story of someone hiding a secret and going completely out of control because of the pressure of hiding that.
Right.
Like that's the Ted Haggerty, who's the secretly gay guy who's preaching against gay people.
Oh, Ted Haggart.
Ted Haggart.
Yeah, in Colorado.
Yeah, that guy.
Who was snorting meth off his gay lovers.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
going so far the other way. He's just so off the rails.
He was
crazy.
being himself.
He's being himself.
He was a guy who likes to snort meth off of cocks.
He likes to do a little meth, and he likes to
that's
suck a few cocks.
But I would say he wasn't being himself. What I would say is that his behavior was so extreme because he was seeking balance between that and the other bullshit in his life. Whereas if he weren't living that, he'd be right in the middle.
Right. Yeah, well, to get to the middle, the way to get to the middle, weirdly, is whatever the behavior is that you're doing, that you're so horrified about and terrified of. Sometimes the really weird ideas. This is like something that I like that Ram Dass says, which is like, if you don't feel like meditating, don't meditate. Don't force it. Don't impose this on yourself. Keep doing the thing you're doing that's upsetting you so much. Have the balls to keep doing the fucking thing that you're doing. Keep doing it. Society is going to tell you, don't be like this. Stop being like this. You have to change. That's what your parents always say. The idea is like, no, sink into what you are right now. Just be that thing. Stop resisting. Exactly where you are right now is perfect. And that's a hard truth to grasp because you think right away, yeah, what about fucking Jeffrey Dahmer? Is he perfect? Well, what about the leopard? When you're seeing a leopard rip apart a creature, is that a perfect moment?
I don't think the leopard fucks them and then kills them.
But you know what ducks do? Ducks are necrophiliacs. Are they fucking evil creatures?
Yes, I think they are.
Well, yeah, they are.
They made that Phil Robertson guy a very famous person. He invented a call for them. Ramp, ramp. And now poor gay people have to hear that a man's anus is not as good as a woman's vagina. Can you imagine if you made the choice for a man's anus and you hear this fucking big bearded fashionista with his camo
He is a
on, the
fashionista.
bandana? He's an absolute fashionista.
That's so weird. I never thought of that.
Big bearded Christian Bible slinging fashionista. And he tells you that your choice was incorrect, that in fact the woman's vagina is the better choice. The man's anus, I mean, come on, guys.
But how can you say that if you haven't experienced it?
Maybe he has.
I think he has. Again, the balance theory. I think he's so outspoken on that issue, like most of these homophobes are, because they're home jerking off to gay porn. Otherwise you just don't give a shit. It just doesn't actually matter.
Right.
It doesn't come up in a GQ interview.
It's a duh thing, right? It's like duh already. Like,
Yeah.
if you really care if people are gay, duh. Like, you really care the two guys love each other, and that are you against love?
Yeah.
You only like
Yeah.
love if it's a man and a woman? Like, what the fuck, man? Really?
Yeah.
It's a duh
It is
thing.
duh.
It's duh.
If
It
you're
is
talking
dumb.
about men's anuses in GQ, maybe you've got some issues to think about.
Shouldn't we just be talking about ducks?
Ducks'
I mean,
anuses?
isn't that your whole show?
Do you know
about
ducks'
ducks? Why
penises?
you shoot ducks all the time, right? That's your thing. Like, let's
Just talk about
that.
murdering ducks.
Yeah, why you got to talk about men's
Why are you
butts?
talking about
Why
asshole
are you
quality?
dragging this into butt sex?
It's-
Well, the only way you can live that fake life is if it's fake. The actual, this puritanical ideal that they've held up, it's not natural, and they haven't been really living it anyway. They've been pretending to be living it, being freaks in this sort of a rebound sort of a way to balance everything out. And I think that ultimately that's being exposed over and over and over and over again, to the point where it's not going to be a viable option anymore. Like, powdered wigs aren't a viable option anymore.
Yes.
You can't wear a fucking powdered wig, and you can't pretend you're this, Rick Santorum guy that, just is a good man who believes in the Bible and doesn't want to see gays get married, doesn't want to ruin the institution of marriage with homosexual activity that's been shunned upon in the Bible.
Yeah.
May I quote? And you're like, oh, fucking criminy. What's going on really? What's going on behind the scenes with you, Kat?
Yeah.
What is in your head, man?
I keep waiting for it to get to that point where anybody who's got a big problem with homosexuality is by default admitting to their own homosexual life.
Right.
But I've been waiting 30 years for America to go, come on, this is too silly to be real. Ronald Reagan? Are you kidding? That guy was such a joke. But, he's St. Ronald. And the seeds he
Now,
planted
right?
30 years ago, well, even then.
Well, even then, there
I
was
was
a
in
lot
college
of
with
criticism,
dudes who
though.
voted for him.
But do you remember the criticism, though? It was pretty open. There was a lot of people that didn't like him. I remember when he was in office.
But not enough that he didn't win 49 out of 50
True.
states in his reelection.
Oh, well,
you
listen,
know?
man, I'm not saying that, he didn't dominate the vast majority of the, there was a lot of idiots back then. But the difference between the way people look at him now and the way people looked at him then, now it's almost all glowing. When people talk about Reagan, I hardly ever hear any criticism.
Yeah, you don't hear about Iran-Contra and
No.
Nicaragua and
You
El
don't hear
Salvador
about
and all
Oliver,
that crazy
yeah,
shit.
Oliver North.
Oliver
and
North.
all that craziness, and
Yeah. But my point is that this idea that suddenly we're going to wake up and realize how ridiculous it is, and it's Rick Santorum is too ridiculous to be real. Fucking what's her name, Sarah Palin. I am amazed that how flexible the reality muscle seems to be. That people are willing to accept this stuff that Frank Zappa was laughing about 40 years ago.
Well, I wonder if they're accepting it, though. I think that you watch these shows enough and it creates the illusion of acceptance. But then if anywhere on the internet or you just see this constant rebellion against that kind of square, mainstream, homophobic, angry personality. But you watch Fox News, and you watch Fox News, or you watch anything on TV, and it's an illusion. You watch the commercials. Everything's this big illusion. You watch the commercials, and it's like people go in and buy a car and it seems normal. It seems totally normal that people are going in to get deeply in debt to the banks. That all seems incredibly normal. But then more and more on the internet, you see people rebelling against this and showing how the bankers, like the whole system is this fucked up thing, and emerging things like Bitcoin, which are like slowly moving the energy away from it. I don't know. I know what you mean. I don't think it's going to be a sudden thing. I think it's going to be more like just a gradual shift as people just stop watching TV. That's going to happen. People are just going to, I drive down the street, billboards for fucking like Amazon.com shows, you know, like billboards for shows that aren't really controlled by these big networks. Netflix,
Hulu.
yeah.
But isn't Amazon just another big network? I mean, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a network or it's a international conglomerate or whatever it is. It's big money.
It is, but you're right. But
that's just the
Controlling
billboards.
media.
The reality is it's
You're
not.
right.
But it's not. It's not right because the media is a very different thing. The media, when you're talking about television, you're talking about a very hard thing to get into. The media, when you're talking about the internet, you're talking about an incredibly easy thing to get into. Literally open to almost anyone with an internet connection. You can make a YouTube video. It doesn't cost you a goddamn dime.
Yeah.
If you have a laptop that has a camera on it, you talk into it, you can make a YouTube video.
Yeah, that's a big change.
That's not just a big change. That might be the biggest change in human history. It might be the biggest change since a monkey ate a mushroom.
Right.
That might
or
be the
certainly
biggest.
since the printing press.
The printing
right?
press.
Printing press was a major.
For sure, giant, you know.
And similar in the sense that it took the power of communication away from very few and gave it to a lot more.
Right. So, and that's sort of one of the more fascinating things about this is that there is, you know, even if Amazon does put something online, it's no better than iJustine, who has 45 fucking billion followers, and every video she put. You know, there's people like that just became famous through the internet.
Yeah.
Jenna Marbles is another one, right? She's got like millions and millions and millions of hits.
Okay, yeah. Here's what it is. Because I've just been reading Sheldrake's new book, Science Set Free, and he talks about morphic resonance or something. And I know you have some. I think you're skeptical about Sheldrake, but it's like when you just have TV. TV is a tuning fork, and when there was no internet and it was just TV and it was a depiction of here's what a family looks like, here's what people it's corporations saying, here's what people do when they're healthy, and that creates a tuning fork effect, which is like if you're watching it enough, you're going to either resonate with it or feel like, yes, I'm doing great. I have a wife and a house and a car and a job, and that's great. I'm in tune with what everyone else is doing. But that's an illusion. That's never been what everyone else is doing. It's just what massive conglomerates are sending out there, either in the form of hypnotic content that keeps you glued to your seat as you watch corporations try to get you in debt to buy cars. You know, it's generally the whole thing is just tuning all of society in a way that society maybe isn't meant to be tuned at all. And so with the internet now, you have all these different smaller tuning forks, you know? Your podcast is a tuning fork. People tune into the stuff that you talk about, and the different people that you bring on the podcast send out information that causes a new kind of tuning to start happening. So that's why when you watch like Huckabee, you'd really feel like you're like listening to somebody sing off key.
Because you're not resonating.
You're not resonating. You've been tuned into a whole different thing, which is what the internet's, I think, one of the major things the internet has done. You know, you get these communities, Reddit. You can get tuned into the Reddit frequency quite easily, where suddenly it all just starts making sense. And that is why the Duck Dynasty guy or any of these weirdos who are just ultimately just angry people, that's why they seem so fucking crazy.
Or they play angry people on TV. Right? Because I think a lot of these people aren't even, like the right-wing
The
politicians.
Duck Dynasty guy. The Duck Dynasty guy has been giving speeches like that for years at these biblical retreats and stuff. He's been doing that there's videos.
Oh, that's his real shtick. He's not.
He's a fire and brimstone, God-fearing Christian man who was living on the wrong side of the law and Jesus at one point in time, and then turned it all around and wants to let everybody know about the evils of sin. He's an old dummy. That's what he is. He's an old dummy that loves
dicks.
dicks.
That's a scientific name for him.
Yeah, he's an old dummy that probably just one time sucked a dick and liked it way too much. Or someone sucked his dick and it's his favorite moment.
Oh,
he looks
God.
back on his childhood and he's turned it into,
A career.
I bet he was hunting ducks when it happened. I bet he was
They're
hunting.
in that duck blind. They're all liquored up on moonshine. And
he wasn't
cocaine.
hunting ducks. I bet right when he came into like some guy's mouth years ago out in the fucking
duck blind.
Swamps.
he saw
That's
a duck.
why they call it a duck blind.
Yeah, he saw a duck, and the combined pleasure and shame mixed inside him. He's like, I'm just gonna kill ducks from now on and never think about this.
You ducks, you didn't see shit. Kadoosh, kadoosh. Your mother didn't see shit. Your father didn't see shit. Nobody saw shit. Kadoom, 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 kadoom. Can you imagine if that's really what it was all? It was just a duck saw him get his dick sucked by a guy, and he's like, fuck that. It didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
I need to kill ducks.
I think that's something like that happened, man. It's something like that happened.
Yeah.
But you know, man,
God.
like what you do with sex at dawn creates a resonance where it's like it's a shame reliever. It's a shame reducer, man, because your book, I think it's such a compassionate book for people who are stuck in monogamous relationships and feel guilty about the fact that they are attracted to other people. And that guilt used to be a normal guilt. That was actually considered like, oh, something must be going wrong with your relationship if you're thinking about fucking other people. And your book shows like, no, actually, that's just nature happening through you. You don't have to feel guilty about it or like something's off balance in you. It's just completely normal. It doesn't mean you have to go and fuck other people, but at least now you don't have to feel like I must not love her anymore. Or she must not love me anymore.
And what's that have to do with fucking ducks?
Country music songs. That's the glue.
Yeah.
The glue that connects these
Country
two,
music.
fucking ducks and the sadness you have
Yeah.
for not wanting to be monogamy.
Yeah.
It's country music.
Country music,
music.
you're right.
That's the
You're
glue.
right.
Yeah.
It keeps it all together.
It's the glue that holds the
That's why you need to listen to Phil Robertson and that goddamn communist A&E that puts them on. Is that what it's on? Is it
I
on
think it's
A&E?
A&E.
Isn't that
I think so.
hilarious? It's on A&E. A&E used to be like fucking Masterpiece Theater and shit. They used to
Yeah.
have, they used to have like, arts and entertainment.
Yeah.
They used to have this, interesting, fascinating programming that stimulated the mind.
that don't sell cars.
Not
Now it's
anymore.
anal entry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's fucking, people found a storage box. What's in this storage box?
Yeah.
Well, I bet there's a lot of good stuff in there. I bet there's nothing in there.
More after the break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what.
How much you take for that? 500? I can't give you 5. I can give you 3. I gotta get at least 4. I don't know.
Oh,
Cut to commercial.
The narrative arc.
I'll tell you, this is my last offer, and I'm being serious. Cut to commercial. Wow, I wonder what his last offer is gonna be. He got him down to 3.
I wish I could. I think the main thing that you teach is that you don't have to be trapped in the gravitational field of whatever the particular life is that you happen to find yourself. And if you find yourself in a life that you don't like, if you find yourself in a situation that is not bringing you happiness, then there are ways that you can escape that gravitational field. It takes work.
And it takes time.
It takes a lot of momentum.
It takes time. That's
Yeah.
a big one. A lot of people quit before they get through. I saw a crazy statistic, not a statistic, rather a meme, that is probably pretty accurate. It said 97% of the people work for the 3% of the people that didn't quit.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. But the whole quitting thing, failing, that's good too. You can
You
fail.
learn from that.
You learn, yeah.
Well, it's negative and positive feedback are all important in a loop.
And the mind will tell you after you failed a certain number of times that you will never be able to do it. I mean, that's part of the thing. That's the other trick of the mind. The mind, there's a lot of tricks the mind has. One of the tricks the mind tells you, this is the main source of suffering for a lot of people, is that however you're feeling right now is permanent. So that's not the number one, bad trip. That's one big source of it. You want to have a bad trip on acid when you're in hour 3, let your mind start telling you you're going to be like this forever. I'm going to be like this forever, man. This is never going away. 3 hours, I know this is never going to go away. It's never. You will freak. You will freak out if you think you're going to trip for infinity, right? So in the same way, most suffering comes because people think, oh shit, man, this situation I'm in, it's always going to be like this. I'm always going to be fat. I'm always going to have a shitty job. I'm always going to be broke. I'm always going to be sad. I'm never going to get out of this hole. That's a lie. That's not true. If you look at your life, you've always experienced a change in your emotional state. You've always experienced a change in literally every single thing, from your body to your surroundings to your jobs to your girlfriends, boyfriends. It all is in a constant state of flux. So when you realize that, then you can let go of the panic that comes when you start thinking like, shit, this is going to be like this forever. No, it's not. It's not. It's going to change. Your situation will change. And once you start understanding that, then it gives you some room to work. It gives you some room to actually begin to make shifts or to do experiments, man. But the mind will tell you, oh, you have failed. Look, you got fat again. You got fucking. I got fat. Man, I was working out nonstop. Equinox. I got my body fat down to 16%. Joe Rogan. For me, that's a big deal.
It's pretty good.
Because I get fat and I swell up. I throw those fucking beers down the old tube, 5 slices of fucking bread, a beer, and I pump up. I get fat. So then I went on tour, and I got fucking fat again, man, and like literally fat, like overweight. Because my Equinox doesn't let you pretend that I think I'm all right. They measure your body fat, and like, oh yeah, you're overweight. So I failed.
What'd you get up to? Percentage.
I don't want to say, man.
Don't say it then.
I'll tell you the percentage I got to by describing the look of sadness in my trainer's eye when the fucking printer thing came out. Like a combination surprise. He's like, wow, that's how fat I got. So I'm still a little fat right now, but it's diminishing. I've been working out 3 times a week, but God damn it, I'm going to keep fucking doing it. It's a matter of practice. I'm going to get fat, fine. But every time I get fat, I'm going to fight against it.
Well, why are you saying that you're going to get fat?
Well, I'm just saying if I do, again.
But why are you saying it that way?
You're right. That's bad.
Well, it seems like you're giving yourself a loophole.
It's kind of fun to get fat.
Really?
Well, I mean, in the process of eating, when you're there in the hole, it's no fun. But like in the process of shoving pizzas down your throat, nobody's like that. Like if that wasn't fun, then we'd have a very different it's a very different shape of most people in the world.
Listen to everything that you just said earlier about the way you're thinking. And hold on for a second before you interject. Think about everything you're saying about the way people think and about the traps and the way you define your patterns that you fall back into each and every time. Then think about the intense physical health consequences that you have intimately experienced and the fact that even though you've gone through cancer,
yes,
you still will make yourself like a path that you're definitely going to go down where you're going to abuse your body again and put yourself into a state of shock and overweight and making sure that your body's compromised pretty significantly.
Right.
You know, when you're really fat like that, you're pretty significantly compromised.
Sure.
Don't let anybody tell you any different. All those people that like want to dance around it and say, you know, I'm fat and I'm healthy, like that's not real. It's not real. You are not as healthy as you would be if you're not fat. You can be fairly robust and overweight, but you are compromised. You're compromised. Doesn't mean that you're not functional, but you're most certainly compromised.
Right.
You're at your best when you're optimal. And when are you optimal? You're optimal when you're at a fairly low body fat, not ridiculous. You don't want to be shredded. You want to be fairly healthy, and you want to have a lot of nutrients in your diet, and you want to keep your body away from any bullshit.
Right.
You want to keep your body away from any fucking sugars and processed shit and nitrates and all that fucking shit that you get from sausage and pepperoni and fucking salami sandwiches and Coca-Cola and corn syrup. All that shit that tastes so glorious going down is killing your body.
It's true, man.
So why, after all that you just said, would you give yourself that little loophole, that little mouth pleasure loophole?
Thank you. You're right. No, you're right.
What is it? What is it, though?
Okay, right. So
it's like when we were talking about it being intimate. Like this is very intimate.
It's great.
Like you're talking about you.
Yeah, right.
You are talking about you when you're defining this struggle and balance and battle. And then at the end of this inspirational thing, you give yourself a loophole. This is what I do. I get fat, and then but when I get fat, I get healthy again.
You're fucking right. You're right. Okay, you're right. It's got to be like because I think about this, right? I do think about this.
Right.
So why do I do this? This loop, this clear loop in my life, which I've gone through a few repetitions of this, where I'll get close to getting in shape. I won't be what I would consider in shape. I'll get close, and then I'll fuck it all up. So why am I building this house of cards and then knocking it down again? And especially after having gotten sick, why would I keep doing that? Right. So, man, I mean, look, I would love to have like a quick answer for that awesome question, but I don't. I mean, I could I don't know. I could give some easy answer that but it wouldn't be the right answer. I really don't know.
You allow it.
Right.
All of it.
Right. No,
it's what it all is.
You're right. I'm not a victim. Right.
No, look. There's a reason why you don't smoke cigarettes, right?
Yes.
Because you don't allow them.
Right.
You allow all this other stuff. You say, I'm going to eat shitty food. I'm going to get fat. I love throwing beer down my face. And then you allow it.
Right.
So you allow yourself some mouth pleasure or some, some alcohol and intoxication pleasure. You allow yourself that.
Right.
And you suffer the health consequences like readily. That's part of the program. The mouth pleasure is more important than the health. So you allow it.
Yeah, that's it.
But you don't allow other shit. Like if somebody gave you a bottle of OxyContins, you wouldn't be like, oh no, I can't eat these all day. I don't allow it.
Well, I mean, I'd probably take a couple.
You would too, right? You like those things.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean, man.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you allow it.
Sure, sure.
I've gotten fat. I've gotten pretty close to being fat. Like for me, I've gotten, I think the heaviest I got was like 204 or 205 or something like that, which is, that's 10, 15 pounds overweight for me, for real.
Yeah.
Like I really shouldn't. Like my face gets fat.
Yeah.
I get it here. I get it like down here. I start to get a little bit of this, and I could see it. I could see it in my face. I could see it in my sides. And but that was all because I didn't work out hard enough in relationship to how much calories I was consuming.
Yeah.
It's not that I ever stopped working out, but I was eating too much. I was eating too much for what I was doing. But I get to a point where I realize it, and then I go, okay, I see what we're doing here. Don't get fat. Get like kind of close to fat. Realize what you're doing and don't do it again. If you allow yourself to get too far gone, then you create this fucking gigantic divot that you can't get out of.
It's the worst.
If I got the worst I got, like when I hurt my back, it was also what was going on too, because I couldn't work out as intensely when I was about 10 pounds heavier than I am now. The worst that it got was all wrapped around like feeling sorry because of an injury, not being as disciplined as I could be, and allowing myself the indulgence, figuring I'm going to make up for it later. So I'm guilty of the same sort of behavior I'm making you aware of. But I'm not guilty of it right now. Like right now, I'm on the straight and narrow, and I'm pretty healthy about it, and I'm pretty decided that this is how I'm going to eat from now on, with rare indulgences just for mouth pleasure.
Right.
But I think that mouth pleasure can't be the big one. It can't be. It's just not good for you.
No.
The big one should be health. Health should be the big one. Mouth pleasure should be the occasional foray. It can't be daily mouth pleasure.
It's that goddamn, it's like, I'll tell you, man, like when I'm like shoving some kind of shitty food into my mouth, it's like it's got such a strong gravity for me. Like the moment I kick into that mode, like when I'm not doing it, God, man, it was so cool. And I was training with this guy for a while, and you start getting into health, and like you start getting into that place. It's incredible, and that stuff holds less of a gravitational pull. But man, I guess it's some form of addiction or something.
It's 100% a form of addiction.
Yeah.
It's dopamine. There was a whole article about it recently in one of those Scientific America, I think, or one of those science journals that was talking about why it's so difficult for people to quit bad habits, because those bad habits, they trigger dopamine releases in your mind when you remember how great it was to eat those donuts. Fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's just give it and have that burger and the beer. Oh, this is great. This is glorious. But the problem is you allow those pathways to exist. If you don't allow it, if the cigarettes never get in your body, like I don't allow cigarettes. I'm pretty sure it gives you cancer. I see people smoking cigarettes. I know they get tired quicker. I know it's terrible for you.
Right.
So I don't allow it. When I see people smoking cigarettes, I'm like, well, he allowed cigarettes into his life. And that's what you're doing.
Right.
Like, it's not that I couldn't get addicted. I think we can all get addicted. If I started smoking cigarettes and I realized, oh, there's a cognitive benefit to smoking on these things, I'm just going to puff on a couple a day.
Yeah.
No big deal. I'd smoke maybe a half a pack if I'm stressed.
Right.
Next thing you know, I'm freaking out because I can't get a pack of cigarettes. Why? Because I've allowed this demon into my life.
Right.
And I think the same exists with processed sugar. And getting off of sugar for just a few days, which is not that difficult a thing. You just give yourself a pattern for 5 days that you have to follow. This is all I'm allowed to eat. This is all. Just do it for 5 days. You get headaches. You realize how crazy
You get
it is.
shitty headaches.
You start losing weight. Your body starts looking different. You start getting thinner. You start being less inflamed. Sugar is a fucking monster.
So they say.
It exists in the form of alcohol too, my friend.
Oh, I know.
That's the same goddamn thing.
I know.
The pull of alcohol is the same
Pull of
pull as
sugar.
sugar.
The
It's the same
demon
thing.
sugar.
It's the same pull of the bread, the same pull of the pasta. Dude,
Right.
pasta today to this day it drives me crazy. If you had a bowl of linguine with clam sauce right now, I'd be like, oh, look at that glorious, just health food, just bad health, just glue.
I know,
That
man.
Glorious glue.
But it's cool to watch yourself. It's cool to watch yourself get sucked into it. And it is like, the thing you're making me realize is like, I've never thought of myself as a victim, but anytime you trick yourself into thinking, this is what I do, then you have tricked yourself into becoming a victim. You've decided you're a victim.
Well, it's more importantly, it's contrary to the entire 2 hours and 20 minutes that you were.
Okay, I'm gonna yeet it at someone. You ready? That guy there? Oh god. Ah! Oh my god, I just blocked him with my rock. Ha! Oh my god! Let's get another one. General Kenobi. It is I, Danny. Woo! All I pop. Boss is being killed! Again, you will save our necks, Danny. Truly, you are the best friend. We are good friends now. It seems our friend has brought many peasants to take this castle. Oh my god, it's a dabbing siege tower. Look at that. We should probably redeploy this. I don't think it's meant to look like that. Interesting. Okay. Mate, I'm doing a drive-by. I'm doing a medieval drive-by right now. Watch this. Oh, headshot, yes. Watch this. Whoa! Mate, As you guys can see, my wife's one-handed skill has increased. You know what that means? She's good in combat. He looks so happy. I've never seen anyone so happy to be captured. The leader of the Northern Empire. As you can see, they've already taken much of their land under the banners of my own kingdom. And now we will continue our adventure deep into enemy territory because I've just heard my wife's father has united his banners as well, and he is currently heading towards Atrium Castle here on the borders of the river. So we're going to make our way through the valley and we are going to join his attack. Let's begin heading over right now. There's just a few bandits in our way. Maybe we can stop at this village here to recruit some men for ourselves. There are no men left to recruit, brothers. We must continue on without them. Right. Oh look, why what's that? That's his army there. There's an army just here. That is Huranag's army. And it looks like Huranag's army is going to besiege this city. Oh my god, I'm going to join him up under the attack of the city here. Looks like we're going to get to him just after. But I can see there's Olipos is over here. Everyone wants a piece of this land, brothers. Including myself. I'm going to aid him in the capture of this castle. So he loves me. He loves me like a son. Okay, let's go ahead and join him with the siege. I'm here for you. Join the continuing siege. Fantastic. We are absolutely going to destroy this city compared to last episode. Most bloody slaughter you've ever seen in your life. Hurang's army is besieging the wall of Daithma. You decide to ... help. We obviously help him. Mate, these are good odds. These are winning odds. It seems our friend has brought many peasants to take this castle. Meanwhile, I have battle-hardened troops leading the forefront with an executioner's axe. As you can see, our army is ready to let us begin this siege. Oh my god, it's a dabbing siege tower. Look at that. We should probably redeploy this. I don't think it's meant to look like that. Interesting. Okay. I've not seen that one before. Let's also deploy a siege tower here. You don't want to deploy the siege tower there? Fine. I am most definitely... You're going to join the dabbing siege tower in battle here. Look at it. How are we even going to push this? Oh, okay.
The Joe
Apparently
Rogan
someone's fixed it. Someone has fixed the hard dabbing
The
siege
Joe Rogan
tower.
experience.
I'd
I
never
think it's
seen
going to
Breaking
be going
Bad
to
ever,
the
and
right
I'm on
of-
season 5 now. It's a quarantine. I'm like, great. You know, I'm watching the show. It ends after 5 seasons. Dude, if a show goes beyond 5, 6 seasons, it's really hard to maintain.
Real hard.
I mean, like, I watched Dexter. After 4 seasons, I thought the first 4 seasons were fucking amazing. After the John Lithgow season, I was just like, all right.
I lost it at the John Lithgow
Yeah.
season. The John Lithgow one, I was like, get out
It's just like he would have been caught.
Yeah,
He
it
would
was
have
too
fucking, you know what I
cartoony.
mean? It's like, yeah.
There was also, like, there's a terrible scene where he's choking some girl in a bathtub and, like,
Yeah.
that's not how you choke people. It's
Yeah.
just fake. It's fake. It's stupid.
Do the rear naked one.
No, it was a rear naked choke.
Oh, it was?
And then he cut her leg in the bath. I'm like, this is it. She's not even fighting. This is
Right.
not. People would fight you like a wild animal. You wouldn't
Right,
be able to
right,
do
right.
this. You can't hold on to somebody like that. It's just, you can't do a show for, like, Walking Dead.
That's
It was
it.
great.
For 3 seasons, it was fucking. That second season was amazing. But
Great.
but then it's like, okay.
It got to a certain point,
yeah.
you're like, this is a fucking terrible show now.
Yeah, but and it's not even the show's fault. It's the fans' fault. You keep watching the shit. It's like you can't make a show good for 13 seasons.
And
Unless
you
it's-
have like 50 people that are writing it and 180 people that are working
Yeah.
on the set, and
Yeah.
all those people have jobs.
Yeah.
You want them to stay employed, so everybody keeps going. And if you quit, then everyone's going to be mad at you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Your heart's not in it anymore. I mean, like, you know, Sopranos was, I think, 6 seasons. I think that's the most you can go.
Maybe, yeah. Well, Lost was another one. By the time
Yeah.
it was over, I was like, what is this shitty show?
Right.
That used to be amazing. People forgot about Lost. Lost was a fucking amazing
Juggernaut
show for
of a
years.
show. Yeah, I saw the first few seasons, and it was just, you know, that show got lost. I think that because it didn't come out. It came out before the streaming shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If that came out like a few years later, it would have been, people would still be talking about it. But I feel like people don't, because J.J. Abrams became such a big deal, and now they talk about him doing other shit, which is awesome
They
for him.
forgot about it. There's
Yeah.
just too many. The thing about shows is now, unlike back in the day, you can access all of them. So it's not like if you wanted to watch Starsky and Hutch 20 years ago, like, good luck.
Right.
Where are you going to find it?
Right.
Right? Is there a DVD of Starsky
God,
and
I
Hutch?
forgot about that. You couldn't watch it.
Couldn't
20
watch
years
shit.
ago.
So once a show was off the air, it was just off the air.
Yeah.
But now they just pile up.
I know.
They just keep piling up. There's no way you can watch Handmaid's Tale and Ozark
Yeah.
and Stranger Things.
That's why I give up. You got to be okay with giving up.
You gotta give up.
Like, if a show's not your bag, you got to give up. Like Game of Thrones. I watched it for 4 seasons. I know you love that fucking
How
show.
dare you.
I know,
How
but I just,
dare you.
you know what? It's not my style of show, man.
What are you saying? You mean awesome?
No,
You
it
don't like
is
awesome stuff?
No, it is awesome, but it's only awesome. It's like Breaking Bad. The reason why I love Breaking Bad, the reason why Sopranos I love it so much, is because there's fucking humor in it, man. There's humor in it sometimes. There is zero humor in Game of Thrones.
True.
And I get that that's a style, but I just can't be sucked into something for 5, 6 seasons where nobody trips, where nobody is just like awkward at a table, and they're just talking about dragons in the most serious fucking way.
Yeah, but there's real dragons back then. They had to deal with it.
I know there were real dragons back then, but
They had
still.
real problems. They had real problems. People were like
And I'm not
rating.
And I'm not saying the show's not great. It's absolutely great, and I could never fucking put that show together in my life. It's awesome, but it's just awesome all the time, and I need a break from it
you
sometimes.
need humor.
And I don't need something to be rip-roaringly funny the whole time. As a matter of fact, I don't want it to be so funny the whole time.
Sometimes fun.
Yeah, sometimes
Did
funny.
you watch Ozark?
Ozark, the first season I saw was killer. Loved it.
Did you give up after the first season?
Yes, because it was mostly only awesome. The only humor that ever came is because Jason Bateman is humorous.
Yeah, it wasn't a humor.
It
It's
wasn't
not
a humor.
humorous
It
show,
wasn't like, yeah.
but it's so good.
The only time I can be involved in a fucking movie or something with zero humor is if it's with like Liam Neeson in it. And he's just kicking ass the whole time until the end.
See, I feel like he's got brittle bones. He's too old. I don't buy him with all these face punches and stuff. That
Yeah.
guy's gonna break his hand.
I just taken is the shit to me. But yeah, of course, he's gonna.
After a while, I'm like, you ain't kicking anybody's ass. Bro.
I know, but
You're
also
gonna hit
you watch a
someone
show
on
with
the
dragons
forehead.
in it.
Yeah, but this is more realistic. This old man is gonna punch somebody. They're gonna duck. He's gonna catch him on the forehead. His hand's gonna shatter. It's gonna blow up like a balloon. That's what I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
When
Crystal Lee is negative. Yay!
That's right. I got the test.
Isn't it nice?
You know, I got the test because I know Joe Rogan. Because I came here and he had a doctor, a young, strapping doctor.
He's handsome.
He's handsome for a doctor. I don't like when doctors are handsome. It's bullshit.
I don't like it when they're dying though. They
Of course.
look terrible. He looks healthy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I get it. Yeah, but you want I mean, the old-fashioned in me wants a doctor to be 100 years old and have studied for 90 years.
Not today.
Not today. No, I know, because the young guys know what the fuck's really going on.
Yeah. Not only that, I want a doctor who's got like some energy. I want a doctor who does CrossFit.
Right.
Guy who's fucking ripped.
Yeah, you'd imagine Joe Rogan's doctor definitely looks like he does CrossFit.
He does though.
No, he
doesn't
does. Yeah, he's a handsome guy.
Healthy.
He's a handsome guy, and he's young.
Yes, he knows.
So he knows.
And
He knows I'm.
tested you.
Most importantly, he knows I'm negative.
I've been tested twice already. Got tested yesterday, and I got tested 2 days before that.
So and
I'm just gonna test myself every 3 or 4 days.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
So I'm testing everybody. So the way we're doing this here is when people come in to do the podcast, test them first, keep the fuck away from them, and then give them a hug.
You're the first person I've hugged in a month.
It's so weird
outside
to shake
my family.
someone's
It's
hand.
weird as fuck. It felt good, honestly. You know what's I want to be here the day somebody comes to do the podcast and gets tested negative, and you have to send them home.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird. It's gonna happen.
Of course it
For
will.
sure, it's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe we'll like put him down there.
Yeah, with a mask on.
Yeah,
It'd
put him
be
in the
good for
corner.
views. Hey, we got Robert Downey Jr. here today, and he has COVID.
No, he's actually clean. Robert's clean. So-
Somebody's not going to be. Somebody famous is not going to be.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
My friend Sturge is positive. He tested positive. He went in with his wife, and he thought his wife was sick, and turns out he was.
Wow.
Yeah.
But was he wasn't showing symptoms or what?
He's a little fatigued.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he feels great.
That's the thing about me is like I'll hear a thing and then be like, do I have a sore throat?
Well, there's a thing on CNN today that said as many as 70% of the people, it's between 50 and 70% of the people that test positive feel nothing.
Wow.
So they're saying that way more people have this than they previously thought.
Right.
So the risk of hospitalization and or death, although it's still tragic and terrible,
lower
they're
than
saying
thought.
it's way lower than they thought, which is great. But at least this is like a dry run. Like now if something really bad happens, now at least, look, I'm looking at it on the positive side. We know that we can get the country to lock down, basically. Not everybody, but there's never going to be anything where everybody complies.
No way.
But pretty remarkable how many, just drive around here, man.
It's
get on
wild,
the
man.
highway. It's crazy. It's I Am Legend out there. No one's here. No one's on the street.
I know. I almost brought my dog. It's I Am Legend. I thought, because when I was gonna leave, because your podcast is far away from my place, and I was like, oh, I gotta leave an hour beforehand, and I was like, oh wait, no, I don't.
No,
I can leave
15
fucking
minutes.
20 minutes beforehand
Yeah.
and get there. So that's a positive.
Yeah,
that's a silver
that's
lining.
the positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want a CBD drink? You can have that. It's good for you.
Does it make
get
you high?
No.
That's my question with everything
Yeah.
now, because everything's CBD. Okay, I'll have it.
Some CBD will fuck you up.
Really?
I've had some CBD that makes you high. The stuff that looks green, there's like a company, I think it's like Leafly, I forget the name of it, but it was really good. And I took like 4 droppers full, and I was like, ooh, I'm high. Just a
Leafly
little
sounds
high.
like the
It was
company
just
that
a touch, just a touch high. This is Killcliff with CBD. I'm addicted to this shit. It's only 25 milligrams of CBD, but it's
I've
actually
broken
good
it
for you.
down to, I used to drink so much soda, like just when I was 30, and I stopped because I took my shirt off at my parents' house, and my mom was like, you gained some weight. And I was like, no, I didn't, because I had always been 175 pounds, always, my whole life. And she's like, I have a scale upstairs. And I was like, okay, I'll check. And I was 200 fucking pounds, dude. Like, how out to fucking lunch am I that I didn't know that I gained just 25 pounds, right?
That's a lot of weight if you thought 25 steaks.
I know.
25
I know.
1-pound steaks.
I know. It's a lot of fucking weight. You don't think about it. And it was spread all over my body. Thank God I don't have that gut or whatever the fuck some people get. I get it all over, right?
Dude, mine goes right here.
Nice.
I get it in the gut and in my face. My face gets fat.
The face
and my
is
stomach sticks out.
the face is the thing that you don't realize is getting fat because you stare at it every day. Do you know what I mean? And when I see pictures of me at 30, I look fucking horrible. It's hilarious. My friends text them to me. Like they'll see him sometimes because they'll get tagged in them too because they'll be like on the road, and I stepped on the scale and I almost fainted, bro. That's how good my life is. That I almost fainted that I gained 25 pounds, and I walked down, I walked downstairs like the guy from fucking Saving Private Ryan looking for his arm, just in shock. And my mom was like, "What?" And I was like, "I gained 25 pounds." And she's like, "I fucking told you." And I stopped drinking soda. That day, I was like, I got to drink diet. Because I would drink like 5-6 sodas, dude.
Wow.
A day.
That's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot.
A lot of sugar.
But in my head, I was still 12. I'm like, I'm still fucking young. Fuck it. 30's nothing. And so I stopped drinking. I switched to diet. And diet's fucking terrible. Then you're just getting cancer. So I'm like, I'm either going to be fat or getting cancer. You know what? Fuck it. I drank diet for 3 months, and then I was like, I can't. And then I started drinking soda water because I like the bubbles, and now I'm good. I drink soda
Just a
water.
little Perrier.
That's all I drink.
Like a gentleman.
It's like a fucking gentleman.
Do you take a little lime?
I don't do
Little squeeze
lime.
of
No,
lime?
bro.
No?
My coffee's black. My LaCroix is limeless.
Damn.
Yeah,
You're dangerous.
man. I'm dangerous as fuck.
You can live in the jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, with LaCroix. All I need, when they say, what do you need if you were in the jungle alone? I need LaCroix and, I don't know.
Is it LaCroix or LaCroix?
Who knows?
How do you say it?
Depends on how much of a cock you are.
Yeah, you're a real
LaCroix.
piece of shit if you order
That's like
a LaCroix.
Le croissant.
LaCroix. LaCroix.
Just say croissant and LaCroix or LaCroix.
Yeah, your face is like your kids. Because you don't notice, and you're going to notice this as your child gets older, you don't notice that they're getting bigger. You kind of know they're getting bigger.
Right.
But then someone who hasn't seen him in 4 months, they'll come home and go, holy shit, look how big he is. It's like, oh, he got bigger. Yeah, I just see him every day.
I never, I don't even notice it now. Like, and he's 2 months, but I don't even notice it. And then I look at pictures back and I'm like, oh, he was a little.
Tiny
Man,
little
it's
thing.
just they grow because they're so small. They grow exponentially every day. They're like a fucking X-Men.
Dude, it's the weirdest thing ever when they start talking to you. Wait till they start talking to you. You're going to be like, oh, shit.
It's gonna blow my mind.
It hurts. There's so much love that it's like your body's like, oh.
Dude, when I saw my kid for the first time, I broke down. I started crying, like tears like shooting out like a Japanimation character. And I at that point I was like, am I going to be the guy who cries or not? And then I thought, fuck it. And then I just cried for 2 days straight.
Wow.
When my dad came in, he broke down. And he saw me holding him. He broke down, and then I broke down. The only one that wasn't crying was the fucking baby.
The baby's like, these motherfuckers are going to
These
take care of me.
pussies.
These pussies, they're crying over nothing. I'm bored. People are bored every day. Jesus Christ. What kind of a fucking dad do I have?
I know. And Grandpa?
Imagine that. When you're a kid, you just got to hope. You're just like, come on, 7.
Lotto.
You got to
Yeah.
hope you got
I
a
know.
good family. Like, you got no call. They have to take care of you. When you see
know.
people that are shitty parents,
I know.
oh.
And then, like, we took in this dog we found on the street, and this motherfucker, this dog lives in fucking Beverly Hills now. We found him near Target in fucking Van Nuys.
You just found him?
Found him running around. Picked him up.
What kind of dog?
Who knows? You know what I mean? One of these dogs where you're like, what kind of dog is that? And then I got to be like, dude, I don't fucking know. Mine. And
So you just took it.
took it. We bring that fucking motherfucker from the valley deep, like Satakoy. You know what I mean? To Beverly Hills. You understand? And this dog fucking runs away every 3 days.
Does it?
And yeah, dude.
Oh, it's one of those dogs.
Every 3 fucking days.
Oh, it's one of those dogs.
And we're trying to take care of this motherfucker, and it's been about 5 months now. Dude, he's run away probably 15 times. And I'm running around in my fucking boxers and just a shirt.
And you're like, dude, you hit the lotto.
Yeah.
Do you not get it?
I'm like, dude, you don't understand. You get fed every day, the good food.
Yeah.
You got other dogs here.
Everybody likes you.
This is fun. You got a big backyard. Jump in the fucking pool if you want. I got LaCroix, motherfucker.
LaCroix.
Have it. And this
Put
dog.
LaCroix in his bowl.
And this dog is just every chance he gets. Fuck it. And every chance he fucking gets. Dude, I get so mad.
My friend Shaheen has a dog that climbs fences and escapes. It climbs. They got video of this little dog climbing the fence, climbing a fucking fence and escaping.
Dogs
You
are
little
getting fucking.
motherfucker.
Dogs are getting advanced. They're like Asian girls with asses. They're getting fucking
Yeah,
advanced.
he's gone now.
Didn't
though.
used to
He vanished.
There you go. Of course he did.
Coyotes got them, or bobcats. There's a lot of bobcats out here now.
No shit. You posted a few the other day.
Dude, they're in my neighborhood. There's quite a few. There's a video in my neighborhood of a bobcat scrapping with a rattlesnake in the middle of the street.
Bro,
like, what is this?
It's just the end of the world, man.
It's the end of the world as we know
My
it.
uncle is like, we call him Dark Mike because he's always brings the fucking laughter to a screeching halt. Like he'll be like, Uncle Mike, but he'll be like, we'll be having a good time, and he'll be like, my neighbor the other day he has a cat, and he checked the backyard. The only thing was left was the cat's face. And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, Bobcat's got it. And we're like, dude, we're having a good time. So he told us one time where he knew a guy who had this dog that would scale the wall and jump over. So he tried to stop the dog by leashing him up. The dog jumped over, hung himself. Imagine. That's what I'm saying. These dogs don't know how good they fucking have it.
That's a dumb dog.
Are dogs smart? I mean,
some dogs are smart.
Smart for a dog.
Yes. Smart for a dog. German Shepherds are smart. Those motherfuckers are. If you have a German Shepherd, you literally have to exercise that thing. You have to take it running. You have to do because they get bored.
Those are badass dogs.
They get bored. Yeah. They're like, hey, I'm an athlete.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Let's go.
I know.
Time to do some shit.
But I saw, like, I don't know if it was like a tweet the other day, but it's like, we all are staying inside now, and it's been like 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. That's how dogs are all the time. And I was like, oh, man, my dogs maybe they're bored.
Oh, they definitely get bored.
I got 2 Yorkies, and they're kind of just like lap dogs, but I got another dog that's big, and then this fucking little one that I don't know what it is.
The one that keeps running away.
We call him, what do we call him? Dirt trash dog. Because he's always fucking in the trash.
You call him Cool Hand Luke because he always escapes.
I know, dude.
Like
this guy treats
like Paul
fucking
Newman in the movie. What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Yeah, he treats my nice house like it's fucking Angola. It's so fucking annoying, dude. I get offended at my house. I'm like, this is a nice place.
We took you in, you piece of shit. Well, he's probably been roaming forever. They get used to roaming.
Yeah,
that's like fun for them. If they get accustomed to roaming around the neighborhood.
Yeah,
I take my dog out all the time because we live in an area where I can take him. It's only like a few minutes from some trails.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I take him, I run with him.
That's awesome.
And we have a yard, so I'll throw the ball in the yard. I'll run with him. We swim together. Like, he's the best. You never met my dog.
No, but
Marshall.
I've seen the pictures. It's fucking so cute. I love it.
I've never had a golden retriever before. They're the nicest dogs ever. Everybody he meets is like his new best friend.
So
you're like,
awesome.
You're my best friend. I can't believe you're here. Everyone, if you came over to my house, he'd be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. He'd run around you in circles.
That's the best.
They're the nicest dogs, man. They're so nice.
It took me. Well, one of the dogs we have is a mix. It's a golden and I think collie, and he's black, like a full black coat, and he's just so great, man. He's
Collies
so great.
are great dogs too.
Yeah.
That's a good combination.
Yeah, one of those dogs that you want to just take a little bit of the blood and then make another one.
Some people do that.
I know.
How weird is that?
Crazy, yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, but you'll be doing it one day. You'll have to. You'll have a guy here that'll be like, I'll
I want
breed
to
your dog
find
for you.
out what's next. I've had a bunch of different dogs with different personalities. I mean, that I loved all of them.
Yeah, that's true. Keep it fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want, like, my last dog was a Mastiff. His name is Johnny Cash. He was a sweetheart of a dog, but he's different than Marshall, and Marshall's a sweetheart of a dog. They're just, they're all different, man.
Yeah.
But as long as the thing is that rescue dogs, I've had a couple of rescue dogs.
Yeah.
They're just tricky. One of them was amazing, and one of them killed my other dog.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, no, I had a female pit bull that was she was a prison dog. She was in, it was in the LA animal shelters, a no-kill shelter, so they had her in here for a long time.
Yeah.
She was in there for a good portion of her life, and she would fight other dogs over attention. Like, if anybody was petting the other dog, she would come over and bite them. Like, she wanted all the attention. She thought you were stealing attention for her. Yeah. She was rough.
I know people like that.
But I know.
Yeah.
It's true.
Especially comics.
Yes. But in real life, like with just people, she was amazing. She was the best dog ever. You would think she had the best personality. But if another dog came near, she'd kill that
prison
fucking
dog.
Yeah, the prison dog.
And this prison dog killed another dog that you already had.
That was also a rescue dog that I had.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah, it was brutal. But so I've had rescue dogs that were great, and then I've had rescue dogs that were sketchy. But when you raise them from the time they're a puppy, then you get a chance to just they know you're going to give them love. Like this is this is my home. This is everybody loves me. You give them good food, you pet them, you give them kisses, you cuddle and snuggle with them, and they know that's to expect to you. So they grow up. They don't have all these weird anxieties. Like one of my rescue dogs, she could not stop eating. She was starving when I found her. She had mange. It was horrible, all over her body. And then she would escape. She would climb under my fence, knock over the neighbor's garbage cans, eat all the garbage, and come back in. Her belly was like bloated. I'm like, what the fuck have you eaten? She was just eating garbage.
Your neighbors are like, who's taking this trash out?
Trash was everywhere, scattered all over the place. And then I had to figure it out. So then we had to dig into the ground and like make sure that the fence went deeper into the ground, so she couldn't go under it anymore. Yeah, she would lie on her back and like her sideways, and she was like wiggling under the fence to get to the neighbor's trash, and then come back. It's like I didn't even know.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I didn't even know she was doing that.
Just came back fatter. That's hilarious.
Yeah, my neighbor had to explain. He goes, "Hey man, your fucking dog is eating my trash." I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "The girl dog." I go, "No way." I go, "But she's always in." He goes, "Dude, she gets back in." He goes, "She sneaks under your fence and comes back."
Wow,
like, oh.
That is so fucking hilarious that your dog had you.
Yeah. Oh, she had me. Yeah.
Wow.
But she would eat the cat's food. She would try to eat my other dog's food. She was just psychologically scarred.
Yeah.
When I got her, she was starving.
She didn't have food,
she had all ribs.
Yeah.
And then within like 2 months, she had a full coat of hair and she looked great again. All her mange was gone. I had to give her this medicated shampoo that kills the mange.
Yeah.
She was a great dog, but she had psychological problems because of the food.
Yeah. I had this dog, Chenzo, we call him.
Chenzo the prisoner?
Chenzo the
Escapee?
trash dog, yeah. Chenzo from Angola. And I live next to a really, I don't want to say who because I don't want people to know where I live or where they live, but a really famous athlete. Like a really famous athlete. Like talking about like world famous. And Chenzo digs under the thing and goes to their house.
Oh no.
And I'm like this bullshit comedian, right? I'm like this comedian that's like lucky to live next to this world famous athlete, okay? And they're never home, of course, because they have however many houses they have. So I have to, every time, and this has been like about 15 times, Chenzo goes under my fence to get to this world famous athlete's house. I gotta hop the fucking gate. This fucking C-rate comedian hopping a gate from this A-list athlete.
And so he probably has security camera
they
of
do.
you.
I wave at them, bro. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this sneakily. So I guess I got to just be me. And
Is that dog?
100%.
Sorry.
100% with this trash dog. Just fucking, and I'm in the back, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. This place is nice as fuck. And I'm in the backyard. Come here, buddy. And he won't come to me. You know what I mean? He's like, this place is much better over here. And I'm like, come on, buddy, come on. And he'll run, and finally he'll come to me. And then I got to hop back over with the fucking. And I just know that they're looking at the security camera, and they're like, is that the guy from Whitney? Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, people still know me from this motherfucker? This fucking dog, man. So I've been to your house, world famous athlete. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But.
Got a prison dog.
Yeah.
Got Cool Hand Luke wants to escape.
Cool Hand Chenzo.
That fucking a dog can make your life awesome, or they could be a giant pain in the ass.
I know it's
Let him escape. Fuck him.
I got to that point.
Yeah.
And my girl was like, we can't. I'm like, all right.
We can't.
Because here's the thing. I have this thing in my life where if something happens and it's really bad, I go through it. And then when it gets better, if it happens again, it's much easier to go through it again.
Right.
You understand? I feel like a lot of people are like that.
Sure.
But the first time the dog ran away, I was like broken.
Yeah.
The second time, I was like, oh, fuck. The third time, I was like, all right, if this motherfucker wants to get out of here, fuck him. He obviously wants to leave.
Yeah. And I know where you live. Your area is coyotes.
Yeah. I know. They hang out. Like,
they're out there,
yeah,
man.
They're
If your dog zigs when he should have zags,
I know. They're fucked, dude.
He's going to get snatched.
And I don't want to get him one of those spiky coyote vests. You know what I mean?
Those don't work.
No, there's no way.
Coyotes grab him by the face.
Yeah, I know.
They just eat him around the vest. All will be left is the fucking body.
The face.
Yeah, they'll eat their guts.
Yeah. Oh, the body, right?
Yeah, dude, they're awful.
I know.
Those fucking cunts. They're awful.
I see him. I drive by. I slow down and I look at them and they just look back.
Yeah. Yeah. My oldest daughter lost a puppy to one.
Ugh.
It's terrible. They're terrible.
How old was your daughter when that happened?
She was 23.
That's just brutal.
It's just part of living in California. They're everywhere, man. They're all in Burbank now. I was driving down Olive and I saw 3 coyotes. I'm like, in the day.
Wow.
And now, because there's no one driving, apparently they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're all over the place now.
I saw, dude, I was in Burbank once. It was probably we were going to In-N-Out. So, and it was about to close. And it was like 1 a.m. whenever they close. And I was 21 at the time. My buddy was driving, I was in the passenger seat, and we were crossing the bridge to the downtown Burbank. I don't know if you've ever been there, maybe you know, but like there's a bridge from like the valley to where you cross. It's very little, but I was crossing this bridge, and there was all of a sudden across the bridge, a deer runs across the bridge in front of the car, gets scared of our car, and jumps off the bridge. Yeah, it jumps off the bridge. So there were 3 of us in the car. We all went ah, like a movie, like bitches. Yeah, like straight up. We all went ah, and he kept driving because he was shocked. And I was like, hold on, stop. And he just drove. He kept driving, and then and he was like, did you see that? That was a fucking deer. And I convinced myself. I was like, I think about this like every 3 months. I was like, that couldn't have happened, right? Like, first of all, a deer in downtown Burbank. And then just jumping to its death. And he was like a little scared because of the car. And I was like, maybe like your headlights hit it weird. And maybe it was like a bag. And my buddy said, a bag? Fuck you, dude. It was a deer and you know it. And I was like trying to convince myself that it was just a bag in the light because it was dark. But it was absolutely a fucking deer, man.
So it just jumped over the fence. That happens all the time on bridges,
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, deer jump to their death all the time.
Okay, so
it's a common thing.
Yeah.
They jump to their death into the river. They jump to their death and land on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not that bright.
I mean, sure.
And they panic.
Yeah, this thing fucking panicked.
They see lights. They see headlights.
Yeah.
That's why that's the expression. Deer in headlights. Yeah. They don't know what the fuck to do. Look at there. Look at these deer jumping off to their
that's
death.
so fucked. Yeah,
Death.
that's exactly what. So it wasn't a bag. It wasn't a bag. This is like who knows though? Maybe this was like
dead.
It could have been a cult for deer though. They're just like, this is the day we do it.
They can swim. I've seen deer swim. When Callan and I went deer hunting, we watched these deer swim away from us.
Dude, that video where he's talking about shitting his pants is the funny. You laughing puts it over the top. You, with tears in your eyes, while you have camo on, trying to be quiet, that's like the perfect storm for shit that I think is funny.
Well, when Callan and I, the first time we went, we were in Montana for 6 days in camping, and it was one long either gay or shit joke.
Of course.
This is in Wisconsin.
This makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's my friend Doug behind us, Doug Dern.
Look at
Shout
you
out
guys.
to Doug. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? We're both 46 and I'd be howling.
Wow, this is 6 years ago.
I'd be holding my stomach.
Crazy.
I took a shit in my backyard. I had to. I couldn't make it to the toilet. I ate Korean food.
This shit in his backyard.
Couldn't make it. And I came up to my wife and I said, in the interest of our marriage, please don't go in the backyard and look at the shit that I took. She goes, you can't tell me that. I said, I have to look. I go, don't, for our marriage. I just hear, her father comes running out thinking somebody had died. She goes, get away, Dad, get away. One time, stop it. I took a out my car. I opened my door. I was in Washington, D.C. on Wisconsin Avenue, and I pulled my pants down and it stuck just my out. I 100 miles an hour. And a woman walked by with her dog.
The other guy.
That's Doug.
I'm sorry.
She walked by with her
And
dog.
she just turned around.
He goes, I'm sorry.
That couldn't have been, if that was done on stage or any other situation, it wouldn't have been as funny. Like, that's so funny that you guys had to be quiet.
Yeah, well, you get bored.
I know.
You're
Yeah,
sitting
of course.
We're standing
And you're
by
laughing
this field
because it's loopy, because you're loopy.
hoping a
And just,
deer comes out, and then Brian starts talking about shitting himself.
oh, fuck, man. I love shit like that, man. I love shit like that. Dude, I think if you, like, any age is funny. The shitting yourself is funny.
Yeah, except when you're really old, then it's sad.
But what I'm saying is, if you're 80 and you heard that story, you'd still laugh.
Yes.
Not if it happened to you when you were 85.
If it happened to you when you're 80,
Then it's sad.
especially if you're a lady. Like if I'm an 85-year-old man and I shit myself, feel free to laugh at me. It's
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We have your permission.
Yeah, but old ladies, it's like,
The last time, I've only shit myself once, and I was, I think, 11.
What?
Yes.
You're not taking enough chances.
I've almost shit myself and just made it so many times. But the last time I almost shit myself and I had to pull over and was when I was going to meet Eminem. Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine if you came over his house smelling like shit with no underwear on. You had to take your underwear off and throw, and then you have to figure out what to do so that you take your socks off,
100%. Yeah,
wipe yourself down.
Why is this guy not wearing socks?
Then why does it smell like shit?
And so I was in the Sprinter van, and we were going. I was on tour, so I had the Sprinter van, and we were going to the.
How did that whole thing happen? Is because you were make fun of him,
Yeah.
and so he thought it was funny,
Right. So I was at my old house. This was maybe 2 years ago at this point, and I was in the driveway. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was waiting for something. And it had been right around the time where like Eminem's album came out or something, so he was on my mind, and I was like, I was thinking about him, and then I was just like, this is how he raps. And then I just started doing it to the radio, and then I was like, oh, this is funny, I'm gonna record it. And then I recorded it one time, and I was just like, oh, that's funny, I'll put it online. And I put it online, and it got, traction for me. It was like, it had a lot of hits for me on my Instagram, and I was like, cool, great. And then, like a month later, Black Twitter took it and just was like, yo, this guy says this is how. They didn't know, nobody knew who I was, but they were like, this guy says this is how Eminem raps. And then it got millions of hits on Twitter. And then it got so big, my buddies were like, you think Eminem has probably seen it, right? And I was like, it's so big, maybe? One of his buddies must have seen it and showed him. And then like a week or two later, my buddy texted me, one of the writers from that show I used to do on Dateable, and he was like, bro, Eminem. And I was like, what? And he was like, you didn't see? He checked Twitter, and I checked, and then he was like, I thought this was me. And I was like, what? Like, that's like, if you told the 20-year-old me that Eminem was gonna, and then he started being like, I will rap battle Chris D'Elia one day. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. He was like, I'm gonna rap battle Chris D'Elia one day, and I'm like, am I in the hip hop game now? And then I don't know how much you know about this, but then Logic, the rapper, hit me up. Oh, my manager called me, and he was like, hey, so look, you know who Logic is?
Who's your manager?
Every manager has that voice. So look, Josh Lieberman. So look, I don't know if you know the Logic, the rapper, and I was like, of course I do. And he was like, all right, so look, he's doing a song with Eminem, and they are rapping together, and Eminem put your impression of Eminem on the back of the song, and they're wondering if that's okay. And I was like, of course that's okay. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna look into it and see. I'm like, no. Don't ask for any money. Just let him have it. Are you kidding me that this is even happening? He was like, okay, I'll do it. Okay. And so then he calls me back. He's like, Logic wants your number. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I'm talking to Logic, and Logic's like, so I have a great idea for the video. I want you to play Eminem in this video. Have you seen this video?
No. No. I wish we could play it on the
I know,
but
it
we
sucks.
can't.
But Google it if you're
I'll
listening.
Google it.
Everyone Google it. But
we're looking at it on the screen.
yeah.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, you can see it, right? But not play it. So so I'm playing Eminem in this video. I rap his part. And now this is the crazy part. Okay, so like I'm talking to Logic here, and I play this like super fan of Eminem, and he's like, I have an idea. We're doing a video, and I'm like, I'm way ahead of you. Go ahead. This is where I'm way ahead of you. And then I take off my wig, and I've always been an Eminem like stan, and this is me doing. You got to watch this video. So
I'll watch it as soon as we're done here.
So I'm doing this video as Eminem, right? And we shoot this, and then at the end, you see in the video where I do the impression of Eminem.
Yeah.
At the end, D'Elia doesn't play me, I play D'Elia. This is Eminem dressed as me! That's Eminem doing me in my car, in my driveway 2 years ago.
Ah, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's hilarious.
But so, and like, to think of me as a 20-year-old, like thinking, like finding out who Eminem was, and then him becoming one of my favorite rappers, of course, and then it's just such a weird fucking thing. So that was mind blowing. And then on the way to meet him, I shit my fucking. I had to pull the Sprinter van over, and he has no idea. But dude, it was so funny. It was just one of those things where I was like, I think you know how you're like, I think I have to shit, and the next thought is, I got to shit right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no thinking involved. It's like, oh, it turned into, exactly, right.
Clinch.
So I say to the Sprinter, to the driver, I say, hey, buddy, can you pull off the freeway? I got to, in my head, I'm like, I got time if there's a bathroom near, right? So I'm like, can you pull over and find the first place I got to go to the bathroom? And he says, okay. And then a few seconds go by, and I say, hey, just so you know, like now. You know, and because I'm working on something here, I really gotta get it going. And he says, "Sure, no problem." So he pulls off, and there are two ways he can go. And one way he can go, there is only a hospital, okay? And the other way he can go is into town. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it sucks, but we got to go to the hospital. And I got to use the bathroom in the hospital. And I'm going to run in. They're going to think something's wrong, but I'm just going to be like, where's the bathroom? I got to go. This guy goes the other way into town to find a gas station. So now I'm mad. So now I have to shit and I'm mad. So I say to the guy, hey, man, pull over. And he pulls over, and I open the thing, and there were Kleenex there. I grabbed them, and I ran into someone's yard.
No.
It was in the middle of nowhere, dude. It was we were on our way to Detroit, and I was in someone's yard. I found trees, thank God. Pulled down my pants, and it all came out quick. and it was done.
Diarrhea or was it shit?
It was not. It was not shit. It was not shit. It was just. It came
Explosion.
out. It was just like right. Came out like a barking dog. And it was over. It was over before it even started, you know. And I felt so much better. And then I used the Kleenex, and my opener's in the thing, filming me. I'm like, bro, I swear to God, if that ends up on Instagram, I will fucking. You're done.
You're done.
You're done. You're done. And not only that, you're not meeting Eminem. I'm screaming, shitting in someone's yard. Hey, you're not meeting Eminem if you post that. And just in some random guy's yard. And so now I feel great. I wipe with the Kleenex, and I'm sorry I littered, but I left the Kleenex there. What am I going to do?
What are you going to do?
And it was a lot. And I was like, and I left. I got back into the thing. And I was like, that was amazing. I was like, somebody's going to think there was a fucking bobcat in their yard. Like, and we went and we met Eminem, and he had no idea. Maybe he'll know now. I'm sure he's seen this show. But yeah, I shit myself on the way to fucking Eminem. So I don't really count that as shitting myself. You know what I mean? Because I got outside and did it.
Yeah, it's a gray area.
Yeah.
You made it.
I made it, yeah.
Yeah, I've shit myself too many to count, for sure.
But how many of those times were you on a substance?
No.
No, it's not.
No.
That doesn't add to it.
No, it's usually when I'm in the car and I try to fart and I just fill my pants. I'm like, no. But the last time it's been a few years. I did have a disaster happen in the shower not too long ago.
The best place to have it.
I had to like shampoo. I diarrheaed in the shower.
Ugh.
And then I had one of them hand things, so I hosed it all down, and I had to shampoo all over the floor, and I had to wash them. I was in there for a solid half an hour.
Just shitty ass washing the floor of the Joe Rogan. You had fucking Elon Musk on this show, and you're washing the floor of the fucking shower. That's hilarious.
I've shit myself at least a dozen times a lifetime. Solid. I could like bet a solid amount of money. Have I shit my pants accidentally a dozen times? Yeah.
Wow. I've never shit my pants. When I was a kid, I did.
Yeah.
But
like I said, you need to take more chances.
I'm just clean, bro. I just go before.
Yeah, things go bad sometimes.
I know. There was one time where I was in New York, and not. I mean, how much are we gonna talk about shitting? But I was in New York, and I felt good. I woke up. I woke up early, you know, because I was the plane ride and everything, and I was like, I'm gonna go fucking out in the city, you know. I take a walk, and I find one of those little kiosk place that sell the food. I'm like, give me a fucking bagel with
a bodega.
Yeah, is that what you call it? Give me a bagel with egg and cheese.
Bold move.
Is it? Yeah, maybe from the bodega. So I start eating it, and I'm walking, and then I take a few steps further, and I'm blocks away, and I'm like, huh. I gotta go to the bathroom. All good. Gotta go to the bathroom. Not a big deal. And then I take a few more steps, and I'm like, oh, I gotta really go to the bathroom. And then I'm like, okay, so do I go back? Or do I find it? This is New York City. I'm going to find of course I'll find a toilet. But it was too early. Not many places were open. And I'm like, isn't this fucking New York City? The city never sleeps. But they were all sleeping. So I was like, I'm going to try and head back. I'll find a toilet on the way back. And I'm walking back, and there's no place to shit on the way back. So now I'm like, I got to get back to my hotel. So I'm like, I had the moment where I was like, do I slow walk and look for a toilet, or do I just book it and try to get back to the hotel? So I was like, make or break time, book it. So I'm running with this I threw the bagel down, you know, and I'm running to the hotel, and I get to I got to the point where I got to the elevator, and I was like, if this elevator isn't here on this floor, I'm shitting in the elevator. So I hit the thing, boom, open. I'm like, amazing. Thank you, Jesus. Even though, you know, I don't even really believe in it. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but. So I get to the fucking in the elevator, and I'm like, I got to start unbuttoning my pants right now because I don't have a second to spare. So I start unbuttoning my pants. Door opens, nobody's there. Great. I'm running down the hall, holding my pants, and I open the door to my hotel room, and it was set up to where there's there's the door, then there's a little bit of space, and then there's the bathroom, and the toilet is here. So I had it in my head. I was like, okay, I'm just going to undo my pants, and I'm going to swing around and sit on the toilet. And like I don't have 1 second to spare. So I'm like, I got this. I got the layout, and I open the thing. The key's got to work. It works perfect. You know, sometimes you got to do it twice. I get in. I swing around, and I'm taking my pants. It's like the Matrix. I'm swinging my pants, my butt, and my pants come, and I can't help it. And at the last second, I just go, and I spray the wall. I just spraying the wall on the way to the toilet, and I sit, and I'm like, and I'm too happy. I know I got to clean the bathroom, but I'm too happy because
you made it. At least
I made
to
it.
privacy.
I made it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Imagine if you did pray to God that the elevator was there, and then like one day you like fall off a cliff with a broken leg and you're dying, and you're like, please God save me, and the God's like, no, you used that up. Remember that time
you used
when
that
you had
when you shit at the Soho Grand?
I got that elevator for you. Do you remember that? Yeah, that's it. That's
was your
the one you get. You get one.
I would still honestly be like, thank you. I get it. Fuck it.
Just fill my pants up. Fill my pants up. Take it like a man.
Yeah.
Make it up to that.
You
room.
know, that's the thing about being part of the thing about being a comedian is, like, I started stand-up when I was 25. And after that, just from like bombing and everything, like, I don't really get embarrassed. Do you feel that?
Same way.
Yeah, not the same way. Like if I shit my pants in public,
yeah, and
everyone was like, you shit your pants, I'd be like, you've all fucking shit your pants, assholes.
You have a bit now.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But before I did stand-up, that probably would have embarrassed me.
Oh, it's suicide.
But when you bomb in front of 300, 400, 1,000 people,
yeah.
There's nothing worse than that. I'd rather shit my pants.
Also,
I don't care about.
You don't take yourself as seriously because
Right.
you can't really. I mean, you're making fun of everything, including your friends. Your friends are always making fun of you.
Yeah.
No one's serious anymore. No one's the cool guy. There's no cool guy.
Yeah.
Everyone's a loser.
Yeah.
You're a loser. I'm a loser. We're losers.
I know.
It's just there's moments in life where you take the L.
I know.
And you just gotta laugh.
I know.
Young guys don't know how to do that though.
Young guys, yeah,
a lot of young guys.
No, because they want to be
the cool guy.
Yeah, the cool guy. But comedians, you have to. That's the one thing. There are comedians out there that don't have that, which is odd.
They're not funny.
But I don't think they're funny. Yeah,
they can't be funny.
But you have to have humility.
Yes.
Like, I mean, take it from you. You're an alpha, and but you go on stage and you make fun of yourself.
Well, I'm retarded. There's a lot of stuff to make fun of. Everyone should make fun of themselves. It's half the fun. Look, anytime you can make fun of something, as long as you're not like terribly hurting someone's feelings.
Sure.
you have an opportunity for laughs.
Yeah.
Laughs are good. Laughs make you feel better.
Trying to make somebody happy.
Yeah,
literally.
and it makes you feel happy. Like when my kids make fun of me all the time. Like
Yeah.
I am the butt of jokes constantly.
Your
in my
dad.
house.
That's funny. Your dad.
Not just that. Like Dad's a dummy. Like it's always like, but it's funny. Like when they make fun of me, I
Yeah.
don't go, "Hey, I'm your father."
Right.
I'm like, ah.
Right.
I'm like, I am dumb. Oh my God, you're doomed. You have my DNA. Ha ha.
Oh man.
Because like, but like think about the relationship that you and Callan have.
Uh-huh.
Like you will go on stage while he's on stage
Yeah.
and just start shitting on him,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he'll start shitting on
It's
you.
the best.
But you love each other.
Oh, love each
But it's
other.
like that doesn't exist in most men
Right.
your
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
Most men
Yeah.
your age, men are super sensitive about that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. They don't want to ever lose face.
Yeah.
They have to go into business meetings and fucking
Yeah.
handle things like an executive. Ugh.
I can't imagine that life for me. Yeah.
It's
I
not
just-
an honest life.
My upbringing, though, all we did, my parents, all we did was make fun. All we did was make fun of each other. Like all we did was fucking bust on each other, and we would laugh. Whether it was my mom or my dad or my brother, my uncle, we all make fun of each other, and it was how we showed we love each other.
That's funny. I didn't have any of that.
Really?
Yeah, my house was humorless.
Wow.
Totally humorless.
So how the fuck did you become a comedian? Like, what is it about that?
From fighting.
What do you mean?
Because I was traveling from the time I had a fucked up like adolescence and high school time.
Mm-hmm.
And from the time I was 15 till I was like 21, 22, all I did was compete in martial arts tournaments. So we were always nervous. So we were always traveling to these tournaments to fight.
Man.
And I would be the guy that made fun of everything.
Gotcha.
So I would, like, in the locker room when we were about to spar,
Yeah.
I would do impressions of
Gotcha.
everybody having sex. And I was the guy who would, like, I would be the icebreaker.
Yeah.
You know, would break the tension. I would be
Yeah.
the guy that made fun of everything. That was how I coped with the stress.
Huh.
And then my friend Steve, who I'm still very good friends with this day, my friend Steve Graham, he's like, you should be a comedian. Like, that's literally how I became a comedian. I'm
And
like,
how old were you? Like,
at the time when he told me that, I think I was 19.
gotcha.
I was 19 or 20, and I was like, come on, man. Like, I couldn't even go to clubs yet because you
Yeah.
couldn't perform until you were 21, I
Yeah,
thought. Turns
yeah.
out you just couldn't drink,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
had to leave once you
Go
got
on
off
stage and leave. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know that yet. So I waited till I was 21. But he was like, because I would make them laugh, but I'm like, but you guys are a bunch of psychos,
Right.
and I'm an asshole.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm like, other people are not going to think what I think what I say is funny.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think you're really funny, and I think you should be a comedian.
And so then you got on stage soon after?
When I was 21, right after my
Yeah.
21st birthday. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. Like right away, I knew it. I mean, it wasn't like I was good or anything, but I was like, I think I can do this.
Well, who's good in the beginning?
No one.
Yeah.
If you
Nobody.
say you're good, you're
Let
lying.
let's clear this up. You're not good if you just started.
No.
I thought I was.
Yes.
And then I saw a video about a few years after I started, and I wasn't.
No.
You're just not able to be a good comedian.
But you know who has a spark? You people that have a spark is Alcoholics Anonymous people. You know why? Because they go to those meetings
And talk.
and sometimes they get
Yeah.
an act together.
Yeah.
They develop an act because they're telling these crazy
Yeah.
stories about shit they did when they were on drugs and drunk.
Right.
And sometimes they're really funny. You know, there was a guy named Dave Fitzgerald that got into stand-up when I was like 21 when I met him, and he had been doing it maybe a year or so, and he was already like in his late 30s, but he was funny already, and he was funny because he had been doing Alcoholics Anonymous for years.
yeah.
So, and he had a fucked up
Yeah.
time
Right.
with drugs and drinking, so he had all these crazy stories of just cops and fucking fights and chaos and blacking out, waking up, and shitting your pants, and just madness. So he had a great voice. He had this fucking gravelly voice.
Yeah.
So he would go on stage and tell these crazy stories, and he started out like right away, kind of funny.
I just feel like because when I started stand up, I started it with a buddy of mine. Like he would come with me and we would do open mics, not on the stage together, but I would go up and then he would go up. And he had never been on stage before. And I, did plays and shit when I was in high school. And I realized that you don't just, it's not that you're learning how to be funny on stage. You also have to learn how to be on stage, which
Yeah.
is a part of it, which I didn't realize that until I saw me and then I saw him. because he would be doing shit like holding his ankle, talking, and I'm like, he would come off stage and I'd be like, hey man, why were you holding your ankle? He'd be like, what? And I was like, did you not know you were doing that? And he was like, oh, I don't know, no. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's not even aware of what his body's
So he's
doing.
standing on one leg?
Yeah.
Holding an ankle?
Yeah. I was
How
like,
do
you look like a fucking insecure bitch.
You're a stork. A stork.
Yeah.
Stork?
Stork. I don't know. But,
Or a pelican? What's the one that holds the leg up?
oh, flamingo.
Flamingo,
There you
that's
go.
right. Stork is the one that carries the baby.
The baby, yeah. No, but he, I know, and then he stopped 3 months later. But yeah, it was like I realized I had a leg up on him because I had done like at least plays and been on stage and knew where an audience was and.
Yeah, there's little things you could. I was teaching, so I was teaching Taekwondo.
Oh, there you go.
So I was
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to teaching
Yeah.
large groups of
Yeah.
people. So I was used to communicating.
Yeah, you can use that stuff. That obviously helps, and then but
Yeah, that helped. It helped a little bit, but not much.
no, not much.
I was terrible, but I knew that I could do it. I was like,
You did.
I was like, I know I suck, but I know this is a thing you can get better at.
So you knew when you were starting that you were not good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's one good thing about growing up doing martial arts.
Yeah.
Martial arts shows you where you're at with no questions. Because when you're sparring or something like
Either
that,
win or lose, yeah.
if you get your ass kicked, like I'm not good,
Right.
And so you never get your ass kicked and go, I'm fucking pretty awesome.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, you feel losing a fight is very humiliating. It's very humiliating. So I knew like right away I wasn't good, but I also was like, I see, because luckily the night that I went up, Jonathan Katz, you know Jonathan Katz from Dr. Katz, that
Oh,
show
yeah,
that was on
yeah,
Comedy
yeah,
Central.
yeah, yeah.
He was
A long
the
time ago.
host of the open mic night the first
Oh,
time I ever
wow.
went up. And then there was this guy, Teddy Bergeron. He went on stage that night, who was amazing. And all these different guys that were like local Boston guys that went up, that were professionals, went up that night too. So I got to see open micers and I got to see professionals. And I was like, okay, this is something you can get good at. Like, this is something that if you practice and you write and you just keep working at it and you keep performing, like I kind of had a vague sense, even the first time that I did it, like I could do this. I could do this. And then I did it a second time. Second time was better than the first time. And I'm like, okay, so I'm a little more comfortable now. I did a little bit better. And I'm like, there's something to this. I can do this. So I knew right away, like within the first or second time that I did it, that this was what I was gonna try to do.
That's cool. That's fun. I started when I was 25. Always wanted to be a comedian. Always. Since I was, young. My dad tells a story where when I was playing with my toys in front of the TV, my dad was watching a Jerry Lewis movie, and Jerry Lewis was doing his fucking crazy Jerry Lewis shit on TV. And I was playing with my toys, and I stopped, and I started watching Jerry Lewis because he was being crazy on television and doing his funny stuff. And he said my dad kind of noticed and registered that I was playing with my toys, and stopped, and now was arrested by this movie and Jerry Lewis. And he said a few beats went by, and then I said, hey, Dad. And he said, yeah. And I said, this guy on TV, what he's doing, all that silly stuff, this is his job? And my dad said, yeah. And I said, like, he makes money doing this? And my dad said, yeah. Matter of fact, he makes a lot of money doing that. And I said, and then my dad said I went like this, huh. And he said that was the moment that he kind of likes to romanticize about how I thought I wanted to be a comedian. But I wanted to be a comedian my whole life, man. And I was scared to do it until I was 25 because I was like, I'm at a loss here. What am I doing? I was trying to write. I was trying to, get scripts turned into movies, and I was trying to work on, be an actor. But it was like, you can't do that without other people.
Yeah.
So as a comedian, I was like, all right, fuck it. I always wanted to do stand up. This is the time. I'm 25. It was like 2006, New Year's resolution, January 2nd. I got on stage. I forced myself to do it. And then I got on stage just every day ever since. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And
you were on stage basically every night.
I just knew that, there's that whole 10,000 hours. It's like if you're, and dude, I would go to the Comedy Store at 9, and I wasn't past or anything. I remember I met Maximini. You know him?
No.
Okay, so he would run the Belly Room show, and I met him somehow and we got we took a liking to each other, and I said, look, I'm gonna come by and hang out with you. I'm not asking to go up, dude. I just want to come and hang and like soak it in or whatever. And I would go at 9, and I would leave at 2 a.m. every single fucking night.
Wow.
Every single night. And more often than not, he would throw me up. And you know, I would never push it. I hate that shit. I don't want to be like, hey man, you got a spot. Like, if you want me to be on the show, then I want to be on the show. If you don't want me to be on the show, I don't want to be on the show. And I would just get good in the belly room. And by the, I was 26, 27, I would do it for years. And then
You did the haha too, right?
I started at the haha.
The haha's not a bad spot.
Dude, the haha's a great spot, man. The Comedy Store came after the haha, but the haha was where I got my first like start, because nobody would go there, and I would go, and there were real people in the audience.
Yeah.
And you could get on stage in real shows as a young, I had no business being on a real show, but I would go and I would do my shit and pay $5 for the open mic in the beginning. And yeah.
Isn't that funny they make you pay to go on stage?
I know. And people would be like, I ain't paying, fuck that. And I'm like, look, I'm just going to get on stage, I'll pay.
So if you've done all these years of every night basically doing stand-up, what has this month been like for you? This quarantine month, has it been weird?
This is the longest I've ever been in a string of being not on stage.
I want to be there the first night everybody goes back on stage.
Me too. I thought about this the other day. I'm like, I had, my special comes out today, so it's, you could watch it on fucking Netflix.
Oh, what's it called, Chris?
No Pain.
It's on right now?
It's called No Pain, and
you can go see it right now?
Yeah, you can see it right now. It's streaming.
Woo!
Absolutely on Netflix. So, but my point of bringing it up, not to plug it, but I'm so happy it came out now, because I don't have material that I've been I know, like Ali Wong had to reschedule her fucking taping.
Oh no.
She was ready to go.
Well, Louis was supposed to film he was supposed to film his shit. It was like April 12th. And I wasn't going to be able to make it. I wanted to see his taping.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was
going to
try to
3
days ago, you're saying?
He was going to do it in Boston.
Wow.
He was going to do it when he was I think it was April 12th. He was scheduled in Boston. It was like the same weekend. What? It might be like this weekend.
But it came out a week ago.
Yeah, but he didn't. He scheduled it early.
Oh, God, because of this.
Okay, that's what it was. It was supposed to be a couple days ago. So today's Tuesday. He was supposed to be like Saturday, this past Saturday.
Got it.
And they had to he scrambled last minute and filmed it in Washington, D.C. And he just put it out. He's like, fuck it. I'm just going to put it out on my website. But he was supposed to be filming like a couple of weeks later, like now. And when everything started closing in, everybody realized, like, whoa, this shit's getting weird.
Yeah.
This shit's getting really weird.
He bumped it up.
Yeah, quite a few people have canceled filmings. Andrew Schultz.
He did too, yeah.
He was supposed to be, I think he was supposed to be this weekend
around
too.
now, yeah.
I think he was supposed to be in LA, Saturday as well.
Yep.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, I was texting with him. He's like, I think I got to reschedule.
Yeah.
I think I was texting with him.
Yeah,
Am I making that up?
Louis was the week before. Whatever. It's all around
Allie,
now.
I know Allie rescheduled.
Where was she supposed to film?
I think DC. I think. And then she was talking to me. She was like, I might. She's like, I rescheduled it for either June or July. She's like, I'm going to have to reschedule it again.
Yeah, she's going to have to reschedule it again.
Because the other thing is, too, once they lift the ban of going out, you think everyone's going to run to a 2,000-seater fucking...
Real dummies.
Yeah, exactly.
Solid dummies are going to be out there coughing in each other's mouths.
Those are my fans. Come on out, dummies.
Yeah, a bunch of bug chasers.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of people that go out. I think
there will be the dummies that are like, fucking finally.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be people that are like, first of all, delusional. Second of all, relatively healthy and not concerned.
Right.
Take a lot of vitamin C.
Right.
Do the right thing. Sleep well. I've been really good with like all my stuff. Like I've been in the sauna every night for 25 minutes. I take several thousand milligrams of vitamin C every day, vitamin D, taking all my vitamins. I do a vitamin drip with NAD once a week.
Is that what you talk about with Whitney on the text chain?
Yeah. The NAD drips. Yeah. That's the same doctor that pricked your finger.
That's him?
His company does that. They do the vitamin D drips.
Oh, cool.
The vitamin drips, rather, not vitamin D. But like glutathione, it's got zinc, all kinds of shit. They put a bunch of shit in the
But what's
IV
the shit?
bag.
Why are you I saw you talking to her on the text chain. You were saying that you're trying to shorten the amount of time of doing it, but you can't because it's overwhelming or something?
Well, NAD is this stuff. What is it? What is the name of it? See, pull the name of this NAD shit.
Like you can't do it standing up or some shit?
She does it standing up. I don't understand that. But what you're doing, here it goes. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, it's a cofactor that is central to metabolism found in all living cells. NAD is called dinucleotide because it consists of two nucleotides joined through their phosphate groups. You know about all this. One
Yeah, of course.
nucleotide contains the adenine nucleotide. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, really good for you. Great for the therapy says vital functions like repairing DNA, maintaining cell health, and boosting our immune system. So it gives you energy, increases energy, and gives your metabolism a boost. So I do that once a week now. And it's supposed to take 2 hours. The first time I did it, I got it under an hour, and then I've been doing it in 24 minutes the last couple ones.
So it's, so you build up like a tolerance to it, or I mean, just doing it?
I don't know if you build a tolerance or you just get accustomed to it. It's very uncomfortable.
Where?
Like your gut. It's
Oh,
weird.
really?
It's real weird.
And where do they shoot you in?
Yeah, it's an IV.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there, and so I just try to see how much I can tolerate. My goal was to get it down to 10 minutes, which I think is totally doable. To do it in 10 minutes, just open it up and just sit there and meditate and take it.
And then so at the end, the uncomfortableness is completely over?
Gone.
Oh, okay, so
instantly.
it's just during while it's happening.
Yeah, it's while it's happening. So for 24 minutes, I'm just sitting there like, But what we do is, Jamie and I have been doing it, we just watch Black Mirror.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen that yet?
I haven't seen all of them.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen like 7 or 8 of them. But goddamn, that one we watched last week, Black Museum. That's what it is?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's good.
Dude, some of them are, that show is like, I think for that show to be good, it has to be hit or miss because they have to take chances.
Yes.
Some of them are so fucking good that show is just amazing.
Some of them are spooky.
Yeah.
This Black Mirror, Black Museum episode was fucking incredible.
I remember
that one
messed
my head up.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting there at night just going, Jesus. The one, I don't want to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Ruin it?
spoil it
Yeah.
or anybody, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. The other one I love is the one where the guy is in Star Trek.
Yeah.
He has like a virtual Star Trek where he's the king of the world and he has all these people.
I remember that one, yeah.
Oh.
The best ones are the first ones, though. You saw them, you went back and watched the first ones?
I've seen some of the first ones. There's a lot that I haven't
first
seen.
season is, I remember you posting about the new season when you were talking about, I think it would be the first time you really watched the show, but I saw it when I didn't know what it was. And it like blew my fucking mind. Like nobody had talked about it. And I was like, I was like, oh my God. Was it on Netflix in the beginning or no? I don't think it was. Whatever. But
was it?
I don't know. But the
on
first,
Netflix?
I don't
Was
know.
it?
Maybe. Oh, that's right.
Like
It was,
BBC.
yes.
Oh.
No, the first episodes, I don't know if it's because I didn't know what it was, but those blew my fucking mind, man.
It's the one
It's
where
like the new Twilight
the
Zone.
robots chasing the lady, the little drone robots, the little.
Oh, that's freaky.
Yeah, what is that called? Heavy metal.
Isn't that one in
Yeah.
black and white? Or no, did I imagine that? It is. Okay, yeah.
Is it? It's
yeah.
in black and white. Oh.
Yeah. I know, it made it creepy, yeah.
Why is black and white creepier?
I don't know.
It is though,
It
right?
really is, yeah.
Mm.
Probably because old shit is creepy. And that's what it
Yeah.
used to be like.
Old shit's like got an added layer of depression because
Yeah.
everybody in it's dead.
Yeah.
Like if you watch like the
I
old
know.
Frankenstein movie, those people are dead.
I know.
You're looking at dead people.
I know.
Yeah,
It's like,
dun,
what's
dun,
it
dun.
all- what's it all
Also,
worth?
everything sucked back then, so even being alive sucked.
So bad. So bad. I guess even the show you're watching sucked.
The shows are terrible.
Right,
They're fun because they're old. Because
yeah,
like it's
agree.
like, I'm watching a time capsule.
Right. My dad would watch fucking like old black and white, like Combat, that show with like, where like everybody was talking like this. Come on, like here we go. And it's
Yes.
like, dude, who talked like that?
Dragnet.
Yeah.
You ever see that show?
Yeah.
Joe Friday.
Yeah.
We gotcha.
I
We
wanna
gotcha
do it.
red-handed.
I want to do a show where I do that voice and it's a fucking drama and it comes out now.
Well, there's certain things that you used to be able to do that you should have never been able to do that you can't do anymore. And that's one. You can't be like, you can't have a stage voice
No.
anymore.
No.
You can't be corny like that anymore.
No.
But you can still do that if you're on the radio.
Yeah, like talking about this?
Yes.
Yeah. Weird,
All
dude.
the hits.
So weird.
It's weird. You know what's weird? When I used to do radio, you would go and you would talk to a guy and they would be normal. You'd be like, hey, man, where you from?
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up? Oh, Boston? Oh, cool. All right, so I'm just going to do weather and traffic,
Yeah.
and then I'll bring you
and then
right
they do
in. And you're like, okay, cool. And he's like, oh, coming up at 5 o'clock of the hour. All right.
Dude, that's actually so fucking stupid.
It's weird.
It's those guys are all, and those guys are always like, you know, when you would come up doing the clubs and shit, and like you would go on the road, and then like you would do like the 6 o'clock morning news.
Yeah.
And those guys would, I always describe those guys as like, you can hear their face. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they'll be like, so, hey, we're talking about, so, you know, you come to Atlanta, you know, you do the Atlanta improv. So what's that like for you? And then they lean in and you're like, this guy's face fucking makes noise. It's the weirdest thing, and you don't know unless you've been there, but dude, their faces are loud and shit. Like, you can see the cracks behind their face of who they really are when you're close. You can't see it on TV. You just take newscaster for granted.
I wonder who was the first guy that had the radio voice, and then all the other people just started copying him. Like, how did it become that voice?
First
Top of the hour here on 106.5.
And they do the. It's not W, it's WWW. You fucking. And then the ooga boy.
There's another version of that, the strip club DJ.
It's almost the same guy. Yeah.
Almost the same guy.
Yeah.
So it's a close variation.
Coming to the stage, we got champagne. Coming to the stage.
It's like a liger. It's like a cross between a tiger and a lion.
The strip club DJ, weatherman. Hi, it's going to be raining, and here comes fucking Candy.
Here comes Lexus to the main stage.
That's a weird...
Cinderella.
Why can't it just be like, all right, here comes the fucking next dancer. It's gotta be
Exotica. Please welcome Exotica. Please welcome Pluto.
Or Pluto is the fat one.
No, it's the planet.
I know.
The planetoid.
The planet as a stripper?
I don't know.
You're just
throwing it out there.
Here
comes Frankenstein.
Stripper like this.
Yeah, maybe a stripper that's like really into monster movies.
Yeah.
She gets all made up.
Yeah,
and
made
shit.
up. Yeah. Oh, that exists.
Blood around the wrist, and stitches.
Yeah. That exists. It exists. You think you can think of a new thing? There's too many people out there, and it's too late in the game.
Yeah, you can't. Like,
you can't.
I posted on Instagram yesterday this gay twinks for Trump.
Oh.
That they had a party where they were trying to catch the COVID. They had a COVID catch, and I said, you know, anytime here, this is what I wrote. I wrote, if you think you've seen it all, every day the internet will prove you're incorrect.
Right.
First post, Tony
That's hilarious.
Pitchcliffe, I had a blast.
That's hilarious.
All caps. But what's crazy is the comments where people were angry at me. Like
for
the
what?
really, really, really dumb Trump supporters, right? There's a spectrum of Trump supporters. Some Trump supporters are very intelligent people that just like his economic policies. Sure. And some people are like, Trump's my boy.
Right.
That's my man.
Right.
You don't say nothing bad about Trump. And those people are like, oh, I can't believe you sold out.
So
you're
what,
fake news. Like, they were angry at me.
And what was their gripe? That
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of the rare times when I'd venture into the comments to see what the fuck is going on.
Oh, man.
It's usually a disaster, and I never do it. But this is the problem with being home all the time.
I know.
So all this extra time, I find myself eating pasta.
Yum.
I'm doing a lot of things I shouldn't do.
Yeah, whatever.
I read the comments on that one.
You gotta eat fucking pasta and read
but
comments.
But it confirmed to me that I shouldn't read comments.
I know. I really shouldn't. I'm definitely better at that than I was. I used to have fun, like talking shit to people.
No,
I used to do it all the time. And then I was like, my girl was like, "What are you doing? You're gonna be fucking like 40, and like, what is your kid? Your kid's gonna see this shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I should stop doing that." And she's like, "By the way, do you want to be fucking really famous or what?" And I was like, "I don't know what." And I didn't really think about it. She's like, "Fucking Captain America doesn't do this shit." And I was like, "Yeah, you're kind of right."
Captain America doesn't do this shit. Captain America doesn't go back and forth with people on Twitter.
Chris Evans, right? I was just like, yeah.
Twitter's hot right now. There's so many people. I mean, hot in a bad way. There's so many people angry because everyone's locked inside. Like, Twitter's the place where you get the most anger.
It's I don't. By the way, I don't even go on Facebook, so that seems like a fucking cesspool.
That does.
But
you have too much freedom to write long things on Facebook.
Good point.
People are just too verbose. There's too much nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not reading your novel.
Yeah, I'm not either, man. How about this? I'm not even going to read your novel, even if it's about me.
No.
I can't. It's just, but yeah, tweets and shit. People are. Yeah, at least it's concise. But people are. I don't ever know when something's going to be offensive or not.
I was reading Marin's Twitter, because Marin said it's okay to go for a drive, right?
Yeah.
And some lady attacked him.
See? Like, I wouldn't even know you
Attacked him,
can.
And then she wrote all like 20 different hashtags. Hashtag COVID-19, hashtag quarantine, like trying to get so much attention
Traction. Yeah.
for her tweet that she's tweeting at Mark. And so Mark went back with her, and then she went back with Mark. I'm like, get out!
Yeah, get
I'm
out.
like, Mark, you need friends.
Yeah.
They're going to
Go
tell
for
you,
that drive.
stop!
Go for that
Stop.
fucking drive.
Don't be arguing with this lady.
I know. Yeah.
First of all, you probably shouldn't go for a drive just to go for a drive, but if most people aren't doing it and the roads are dead, I don't think it's that big a deal, realistically. Now, if you say that, the problem is then a lot of people are going to go,
Do it, right, of course,
I'll just
yes.
go for a drive.
Right.
So you can't really say that. So you shouldn't say, I'm just going to go for a drive. Just go for a fucking drive.
Right.
And if you get pulled over by the fucking Gestapo,
Yep.
you say, I was headed out for toilet paper.
Yes.
It's not that bad.
That's the move, guys. Just say I was headed out for toilet paper.
Everybody just goes, okay. Or bullets.
Did you see
Say I
that?
ran out of bullets.
I needed bullets and toilet paper. Did you see the guy who I put on my Instagram? But I went to Walgreens, and I had gotten some stuff. You know, I had my mask on and shit, and there was this lady that was checking out in front of me, and behind the counter, I say to the guy, I said, hey, you know, over the lady, I was like, hey, wasn't interrupting, but I was like, do you guys have toilet paper? Or are you guys all out? Because everywhere's all out, you know. And he was like, he saw me and he goes like this, hold on a second. And I was like, okay, you got the hookups or what? And he was like, hold on. Did you not hear this?
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So he was like, I was like, okay. And he finished ringing her up, and he goes like this, hey, come here. I swear to God. So I follow this guy to the back of Walgreens, and he goes like this, wait right here. I'm like, okay. He walks through those fucking metal doors in the back that are used,
the outlaw Josie Wales doors.
Exactly, yeah. And comes back with 24 rolls, and he goes like this, I'm not supposed to do this, but here you go, man. I'm a big fan. And I was like, oh, really? And he was like, yeah, man. And then he was ringing me up, and he was like, makes my day that you came in here, man. This is the least I could do. It's hilarious. I was like, at least my comedy culminated in I get to fucking shit for a few weeks.
What? Why was he hiding them? What was he doing?
That's what I
with
don't get. I don't understand.
Hoping that someone cool comes in?
I think in my head, I for some reason, I feel like they just didn't put it out yet.
Or he was hoarding it for himself.
Maybe it was his personal thing. Yeah, no.
Maybe he had like
but
a
he was
thing.
he was the nicest guy. And then I put that story on my Instagram, and then he hit me up, and he was like, hey, man, this is so great. You put it on your thing. I can't believe it. And he was just really sweet, man. It was just,
Well, that's nice.
yeah. You know, it has a happy ending.
Do you have those bidet toilets in your house that shoot water up your ass?
I got sent one.
They're so good.
Are they?
They're so right here. You want to go take a shit? Go ahead.
All right.
Do you have to?
I did drink some coffee.
Do you think you got one brewing?
Depends on how long this podcast goes.
We can keep going until you have to shit.
I shit my pants 20 minutes ago.
They're the best, dude. It cleans you up.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
Because I always feel like,
Then you
okay,
do, like,
there's
a
still
little-
shit in there.
Little
a little wipe at the
and
end.
you look at
Got
the
it.
toilet paper. It's clean.
Okay.
It's clean, just wet.
I got something for you, though. Do you take Metamucil with the...
No,
Okay.
I don't need to. I have no problem shitting.
Okay, well, what do you mean? Like, I mean, I don't really have a problem shitting,
It's like
but
a
I'm saying...
fiber thing, right?
Well, my point is,
Just eat vegetables, bro.
I eat a lot of vegetables.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
Sound very
I don't
defensive.
want the attitude about how I don't eat my fucking vegetables, okay?
When I was eating the carnivore diet, I had no problem shitting either.
Well, maybe you just have a good fucking system, man.
I think so.
So, like, how many
You
times...
get constipated sometimes?
No, I don't. It's not that.
Okay.
The thing is...
I don't know, man.
The thing
I'm
is-
sensing a little defensiveness.
No, it's not. Now I'm in a thing where if you say well, how am I going to defend? So I sometimes have to wipe a bunch.
Oh, you splatter.
Now,
You
when I
smear
take
or
this,
splatter? Is it
when
just-
no, it's just not congealed.
Cream cheese style?
Not congealed. Let's try to make
All
this
over your-
as least gross as possible. Since by the way, we've talked a lot about shitting on this
Yeah.
episode. So I take 2 scoops of that a day. That shit comes out. Whoop. That's it. I don't even have to wipe. I
Right.
do, but I wouldn't need a bidet or anything.
Okay.
It congeals good, man.
It's nice to know that it's all polished up, though, washed down.
Sure.
It's-
yeah.
yeah.
It's shitting. It's
Well,
good to know it's.
and also it's warm. Like the one we have,
Oh,
the
it's nice.
seat is warm, and then the warm water sprays on your asshole. Like, you can enjoy it. You can enjoy it. Sometimes I'm talking to people and then the phone, they're like, "Are you peeing?" Oh, no. Hot water shooting all over my asshole to clean it off.
Are you jerking off?
I'm not peeing.
No, I got a bidet.
What am I, a disgusting piece of shit? I'm cleaning my butthole, bro.
Yeah.
It's nice. It feels good.
I
And
think
then-
I've done it once or twice at like some hotel or something.
It's a must. It's a
Oh wow!
must
All right.
have.
Well, I have mine. I have
Yeah.
one. They sent it. I think a sponsor from my podcast sent it or something.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
You must
I have
use it.
I
It
forget what
must
it's
be
called.
done.
Tushy or something.
Yeah, okay. That's one of the ones that installs in a regular toilet.
Tushy.
An excellent choice.
Shout out to Tushy for
Yeah,
sending it to me.
and not that expensive either. It's a good economical
Well, I'll tell you what.
solution.
It's hard enough to get fucking toilet paper now. You might as well get some Tushy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all you need is like a tiny little. You know how toilet paper comes in like little one piece.
Yeah.
We never do
No,
that.
no.
But you could get away with two pieces with this.
Oh,
with
really?
the bidet. Yeah, just dap.
Wow.
You just give it a little dab.
Nice.
Drop it in the bowl and whoo,
Wow.
all gone.
That's nice.
It's wonderful, and it's warm water too. It's just whoo,
I'm gonna hook it up.
just hoses it down.
Nice. It's like
Yeah.
a car wash for your butt.
There you go.
See, I wasn't thinking about this right.
Yeah.
Now
Well, it's
I am.
also. I don't want to get personal, but do you have a lot of asshole hair?
I'm a hairy guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I've been using one of them Manscaped things.
Oh, those are great.
I do the balls, and then
yeah.
I go down the old fucking
Yeah.
dirt
Oh, you go
ditch,
in
clean
there?
away the old asshole area.
But how do you know you're getting it?
Woo, I don't. I take chances. I'm
You
pretty
probably have a
sure.
guy.
I have a guy.
Is
Imagine.
the doctor that fucking pricks me?
I
And
don't
then,
even have an assistant.
I know that's crazy to me.
I don't want one. I think once you have an assistant, you probably have made a mistake. Like you're doing too many things.
Huh.
Do less things.
Yeah.
There's some weird person who goes and does everything for you.
I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess I understand
Okay,
that
so your
aspect
flight
of it.
is at 4, and then here's your hotel reservation, and I walked your dog, and I did this. I just want to be as normal as I can be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Do you have an assistant?
I don't.
Good.
Yeah, I
We're
don't.
in the same boat. But
Yeah.
you're thinking about getting one, huh?
Well, I've always like, should I get one? I don't
People
know.
putting pressure on you?
Some people do.
Chris, why don't you have an assistant? Al Madrigal has an assistant. So I told Al Madrigal, I go, do less shit. He goes, yeah? I go, yeah, do less shit. Just do less shit. You don't have to. You decide what you need to do, right? If you're doing so much that you need an assistant, now you got to deal with this person. What if that person has a kidney stone, or they fucking lose their car?
That's funny, yeah.
You have some new person. You have to deal with their problems.
I had a real Hollywood moment once where we were like at the upfronts for Whitney, the show that I did like fucking 9 years ago. And I found myself, these fucking weird Hollywood moments, but I found myself at dinner sitting next to Vince Vaughn. And he was like, so you're on the show Whitney now, so this is great. And I was like, yeah.
It's a good impression of him.
But he was like, you made it. This is awesome. I mean, I know you're a comedian, but now you have a show. And I was like, oh, great. And he was like, well, do you have an assistant? And I was like, no. He's like, you got to get an assistant, buddy. You made it. And I always think when getting an assistant, I always think back to Vince Vaughn's telling me I needed to get an assistant. And I was like, maybe I should get an assistant because Vince Vaughn said it.
Me and Vince Vaughn had a conversation once about business managers. I pay all my own bills. I don't want to. I used to have
He
business
said this?
manager. Yeah, and I was like, he was like, they take 5%, and I was like, dude, I give him 5% so I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to think about
Have him
it.
pay everything. Have him pay your parking
But
tickets.
he's paying all of his own bills.
What?
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn?
Yeah. Well, maybe
Jesus. Right.
maybe he quit.
You think
doing
he wised
This was
up?
several years ago.
Yeah.
This was more than a decade ago. But I remember having this conversation with him. I'm like,
Yeah, I would take
seems
5.
like- that seems like if you had to, like, how much would you get paid an hour to do someone
yeah.
else's taxes and someone else's bills and someone else's?
Not worth it. Especially he's making shitloads.
Yeah, he's a fucking
Yeah.
movie star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched him the other night in something.
I love Vince Vaughn.
Oh, Dodgeball.
I watched Made. Have you seen that movie Made?
No.
It's like swingers, and then they wanted to get the guys back together again. It's Jon Favreau directed it, and it's Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn.
How many years later? Was everybody fat?
No, not yet. Bro, they're fucking. That movie's hilarious. Puff Daddy's in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Back
great.
when he was Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to call him by his dead name?
I don't know.
Oh, you
man.
can you
Did he,
dead
right?
name
Is it-
him?
is it-
Because you can't do that with transgender
I
people.
know, I
You get
know.
kicked off Twitter for life.
I
if
know.
you call Caitlyn Jenner Bruce, you will get kicked off Twitter for life.
I saw that. I think I saw a clip
You
on
could
your
be
show.
mean as fuck to Mark Maron if he wants to go for a drive, though.
And
no one
yeah.
cares.
Weird, huh?
Hashtag it to the end of time. Put 20 hashtags up. No one cares.
Put keep tweeting, keep
Hashtag
hashtagging it.
healthcare.
Hashtag Obama.
Hashtag first responder. Hashtag Obama.
Yeah.
Obama endorsed Biden. I'm sold.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. He's fine now. Once Obama endorsed him, it's not like he can't remember anything. Did you see what Donald Trump Jr. tweeted?
No.
Or he put it on Instagram that Biden is like a web browser? Here, it's
No.
It's a hilarious meme. The memes have just begun, and here we are. It's April, but by the time November rolls around,
I don't. The
look at this
debate. What is it?
His mind is like a web browser. 19 tabs are open, 17 are frozen. He has no idea where the music is coming from.
The fact that he's posting this world is just insane.
The world's so strange,
dude.
man.
I tweeted something. I was like, I don't know if people are gonna get pissed off at this or what, but I tweeted, oh great, Bernie dropped out. Now the only thing that needs to happen is Trump and Biden need to drop out. And and I was like, I'm gonna get fucking shit for this, but I didn't. I can't. I think it's because I hit everybody, you know. But like, dude, it was just like the fact that we have these options are just. I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm not good politically, but.
Yeah, I'm neither. I'm not good politically either, but it's just
when you see, the debate, Trump versus Biden,
it's gonna be a mess.
We're just gonna be like, what are they talking about?
Did you see Trump's press conference yesterday?
I watched a bunch of them, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, it's just.
He seems like the negative attention is finally getting to him.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw the clip where he was like, "You're nasty" or whatever he was saying. You're a disgrace to the reporter.
Yeah, he was saying you're fake.
Yeah.
He always says the ratings are down.
I know.
Ratings are down. You have no credibility. Yeah. That's his thing is always go after their ratings, which is kind of funny.
It is funny too because he was tweeting about. He was like, "I'm #1 on Facebook." People reading that on their phone. Yeah. People reading that on their phone as they're dying from corona.
I'm #1 on Facebook.
I'm #1 on Facebook. By the way, what even is that? What does that mean?
How do you know that? For how long? A minute?
I know
Isn't
exactly.
it constantly changing?
Exactly.
#1 on Facebook is like, I have the coldest part of the ocean. Like, what?
Yes.
Who's measuring it? It's so big.
100% is that's the analogy.
How are you measuring that? He said that his COVID-19, his coronavirus reports had higher ratings than the season finale of The Bachelor. That's so surreal. It's like, this can't be real life.
It's so silly.
It can't be real life.
The one thing about Trump is, whether you like him or not, he is funny.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He is funny.
He's hilarious. He's a funny guy. He might not be fit to be president. He might be one of those, but who is? I mean, but forget it, whether you think he's fit to be president or not fit to be president. If you deny the fact that he's funny, we have a problem.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
We can argue whether or not he's doing a good job economically or a bad job socially.
Right. But guess what?
Yeah, he's
full of laughs.
That fucking time that he was talking about buying Greenland, he goes, I promise not to do this. And he had a photo of a huge Trump tower in the middle of Greenland.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's hilarious.
Really? That's funny.
It's laugh out
dude,
loud funny.
I was dying when he was like, did you see the press conference where he was doing it? He was like, yeah, they said I didn't do a good job, but I did a good job, and this is the proof. And he shows this little piece of paper, and he goes like this, so you know that they were lying. And he flicks the paper.
I saw that. He just went like that on TV.
Oh my God,
he
dude.
just chucked it.
Fucking lunatic. He's
not what you would expect, right?
No, right.
You expect a person to be like Obama or like Clinton or whoever, to be presidential like Bush. You don't expect that.
What I thought, but that's what I thought Bush was. I thought Bush was the guy that everyone was like, finally,
a regular guy.
A guy like me.
A regular guy.
And I was like, okay, it'll be a while till that happens again.
Yeah.
And it came back. I mean, Trump's like, he's like the guy in your family where like, oh, he's coming to Thanksgiving? Like, this motherfucker's going to be talking the whole time? And then you find out he's president.
There it is. Greenland. I promise not to do this to Greenland.
Unbelievable.
Just one gigantic Trump tower. This is Trump in the middle of Greenland.
With the exclamation point.
Yes. Come on. That's fucking funny. That's funny. He like retweets memes and shit.
Weird. But
Yeah,
also
here's
like that thing. Look at the doctor behind him with the shawl. Just when he does it,
she's
her
like,
face.
"Oh."
Just like, what is happening? Look at her face.
Why am I
Like,
here?
Okay. Oh, so funny.
She's
Dude,
got the same look, like as if someone farted, and she's not gonna say anything, but she smells it, and you're like, oh god.
she does, and she's
Just
always wearing
farted.
those capes.
She does wear a lot of capes.
Yeah.
And what is that about? That's
Being
an older
that's like
lady
respect
in New
me.
York City too.
Respect me, yeah.
Where's Callan? All right,
Is he-
should be on his way.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on his way.
Amazing.
Get here
This fucking guy.
now. I know when he said, like, we set it up for him to get tested too. When he said, I think I could be there. Like, what does that mean? Are you coming or not? I think so.
Like
think
dude,
so.
like you.
You ain't got
no-
shit to do.
By the way, nobody has shit to do right now.
Yeah, you ain't got shit to do. You
He
don't
was
have a job.
driving to nowhere. Where the fuck was he driving?
Where is he driving? If he's not doing a podcast today, he doesn't have shit to do, and I don't think he's doing a podcast today.
He's got. How many podcasts does he have now? 1, 2?
He's got 80 podcasts.
There was a time where he had a lot.
Yeah.
We had like a lot, and like one of them was like the intellectual one, and I was like, hey man,
Oh, that one was a mess.
drop that one.
Yeah, what they call it? Mixed mental arts.
That's it. The name, dude. Mixed mental arts. How many episodes? However many episodes there were, that was that many too many. That many too many.
The conversations weren't bad, but the title had to go.
I don't know. I never listened
impossible.
to it. But yeah.
Impossible. You can't do
Mixed mental arts.
that. Yeah, something like that. It might have been worse than that. I might be blacking out.
I think it was that. That's over.
He's the only guy I know with a TV show that's hoping it gets canceled.
So funny.
He's like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm
Dude.
like, I told you.
He sent me a video a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Worked my whole life as an actor." He had on like a fucking Iron Man thing and like a thing that was blinking because he was dressed for the scene, and he was like, "This is my life, man." And it was a rock. Let me see if I can fucking find it. He was like,
He hates it. He's
I
like, it's so boring. He goes, the people are great. I love working with these people.
The thing
but
is-
it's so
yeah.
boring and it takes so much time. And I'd rather just do stand up.
the thing is just here it is. Do you have your AirDrop on? I can send it to you, so you can play it. Who knows what he says if it's okay? Well, you can cut it out if it's bad.
What, is he saying something bad?
I don't think
that
so.
he gets in
no.
trouble for?
I don't think so. AirDrop. Young Jamie's. Here we go. I sent it to both of them. There we go.
You get it? All right.
But he's hysterical, man. I mean,
I don't know anyone like him.
dude, he is the only guy. One time, this is how he is. Just so you know, everybody who's listening. One of our best friends.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
We talk a lot of shit because it's fun. But he sent.
He'd be there in 20 minutes.
Great. We were at dinner with friends. That it was Sasso was there, other guys that we knew for a while, and a few of them had never seen me do stand up. And we were at dinner, and I was like, I gotta leave, guys. I got a set at the comedy store. And they were like, oh, you do? Well, when do you go on? And I was like, well, I gotta get there early because I don't want to be late for the spot. But as long as you get there by whatever 9:30, come on by. And they were like, oh, cool, we'll all come. So I go. I tell the door guys, I was like, my buddies are coming. Sasso's gonna be there. You know who he is. Let him in with a crew. And also Callum's gonna be there. So, I get on. So it's like, oh yeah. I said they may come when I'm going on stage. Whatever, let them in. So I get on stage, do my set, and I'm like, it's cool. My friends are here. You know. Get off stage, and I say, hey, where'd you see my friends? And they said they never came. And I said, what? So I called Will Sasso, and I was like, hey, Will, did you guys come? And he was like, Brian said you were going to the Improv instead. And I said, what? And I called
Because he's at the Improv?
So you know Brian. Yes. So that's how I know you're good friends with Brian. So I called Brian, and I'm pissed. I'm like, these motherfuckers wanted to. Why would you do this? They wanted to see me. They'd never see me do stand up. Like, it's fun for me. Like, it's fun for me to do it for them. It's fun for them to see. And I call Brian. I'm ready to get heated at him. Just be like, what the? Because this motherfucker had a set at the Improv. And he didn't even fucking mention it. He probably forgot. And they were like, where are you? And he's like, come on to the Improv, right? So he stole the time from me, right? So I call him, and I'm heated. I'm going to yell at him, right? And he picks up the phone. And before I can even talk, he says, you ruined the night. And I said, what? And he said, we're at the fucking Improv, dude. Come on over. And I was like, you motherfucker. And he was like, nah, they don't want to watch you. They're going to watch me. And I had to respect it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's a good approach. If you're going to do something like that, just go on the offensive right away.
It's a great, it's 100%.
You don't want to be.
No. Oh, dude, I thought, I didn't know, and then this and that. Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
You gotta love him, man.
Yeah.
You gotta love him. That guy is just a mile a minute, and he is insane.
He's way more calm now than when he was younger. When he was like 30 years old,
Couldn't imagine.
he always had these girls that were useless. They were like runaways, and they were stealing from him. They were they would stay in his house. It was like some new girl staying in his house. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Wow.
It was always a mess. So one time, I remember he came over to my house, and we were gonna have dinner, and we were gonna watch something like a fight
Yeah.
or something. He came over my house. He was over my house for 10 minutes. And he goes, I got a party I have to go to, but I'll be back like a little later. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you doing? You came over for 10 minutes? Did you tell two different people that you're going over your house? You're like,
Of course he did.
I might have. I go, well, just tell them to go fuck off.
Yeah.
But it was like, I think it was like something where it was like some producer guy who was hoping was going to like put him in something. And like,
Sure.
He was literally over my house for 10 minutes.
Unbelievable, this fucking guy.
Play this.
Look at him.
Stay on set for 12 hours, but it's worth it. It's worth it because I get to wear a helmet and a laser tag outfit, and I get to run around and point and shoot.
You know who he looks like? Pause this. You know who he looks like? Who's that old Ian McClellan from the X-Men?
Wow.
Where he played Magneto?
Yes.
Yeah. Get a photo of Ian McClellan as Magneto. That's how
by the
old
way,
he looks.
how does he look gayer than Ian McKellen in the fucking
He
thing?
does look gay. He looks
Ian
older,
McKellen's
too.
gay, isn't he?
He's real gay,
Yeah.
and he's real old. And Brian looks
Older and gayer? The older, gayer Magneto.
Give me an I need an image quickly.
Oh, wow.
100%.
Look at him right there.
Look at right there.
Right there.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that
That's
one,
the
that
one.
one. That's it.
Come
That's
on.
Callan.
That's Callan.
That's younger, straighter Callan.
Yeah, it's younger and less gay. Look at that. Go back to Callan. Thank you. Nailed it.
That's Ian
Please
McKellen. Look at
hold the
looking at
screen.
each other
Callan-
for when he
Callan will
comes
be
in.
here
Yeah.
in 10 minutes. When he gets here.
That's the look of Ian McKellen saying, like, how are you gayer than me?
Please
And
don't
younger.
lose this. I want to be able to pull it up immediately. And just say, Callan, guess what we were talking about?
I love fucking making fun of friends,
He
man.
looks older than that guy. How does he look older
It's,
than
I don't
that
know,
guy?
the lighter or some shit, the lighting.
It's working on the set makes him old.
Oh, God.
Because he hates
Well,
doing
the
it.
thing about, like I've gotten to do some cool shit. Like, I was on that show You that I really like, and like, I was on 3 episodes of that.
What was that?
You know the show You?
No. What is it?
Oh, it's like the Stalker show on Netflix, where like the guy stalks the girl and you're rooting for him somehow, and he's like, yeah, it's really interesting the way they do it. It's very,
never even heard of it.
it's really fucking bingeable. Like it's like one of those ones, like, oh, the next episode. And I had watched the first season, and it was a huge hit on Netflix. It was on the Lifetime network. It wasn't a hit. Netflix bought it, and then it just blew up. I watched the first season, and I liked it, and then this part came up for me to do in the second season, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to do it because I like the show, and it's drama. I'm not, because the best version for me comedically is to do my fucking stand-up. I don't want to be in, these comedies that come out. Who cares, whatever. So I was like, it's interesting to me. Yeah, I want to do it, and I did it, and I played the kind of like nemesis for the main guy for the first few episodes, and it was cool, but it was drama. So you're not like laughing all day. Like I'm tied up to a chair. I'm doing these kinds of roles where I'm like fighting and shit, and it's boring. Do you know what I mean? Like you're waiting for this shit. Here we go. You do the same thing 9 times.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah. Hurry up and
Yeah.
wait. And then when you are doing it, you're doing the same thing 9 times. And it's a drama. And I like the project, and it was great to do, and I'm happy I did it. And the show's great. I love the show. But the actual experience, if I'm being honest, to do these, like thinking about The Revenant, like that, saying that was fun has to be the wrong word.